All right, we are live, and I hope you guys can hear me. Shalom, everybody, and peace of the Lord to all of you. Please invite your friends, and we are live on four places today. Uh, just to announce to you, today I just opened a Zoom account. I never used it before, and as I understand, there is a limit for free account. You have to pay if you want to stay for longer. And today, first time I'm using it. The link is I posted in the Patreon. You can check it out. So if you are a Muslim and you have a Zoom and a Zoom account, you can join us and you can talk to me from there, and or you can join us through Discord. All right. Now I'm not sure how this Zoom work. Anybody use Zoom before? Anybody have an idea how Zoom work? It look weird and funny. I don't know even if people can talk there. Can people talk? Do I need to give permission to people to talk, or they can speak? Because I hear nothing. All right. Uh, Let us see. Guys, I hope you like this image. I know that those legs are not nice legs. Sorry for that. But I chose them this way on purpose because, this is what Islam is about. Why people convert to Islam, I want to know, especially men. So we will discover today the reason for this guy Donde, why he became a Muslim. I have to give a permission. Ah, no. I think I did not put any limit because I see if I move my mouse over the names, it says mute, which means they can talk. All right. As long it doesn't say, yeah, but I cannot hear anybody, which means nobody is talking. Anyway, there's only few names. I think there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4. Nobody knows about this Zoom thing yet. I mean, nobody knows about me using it. So we will see how it works. It's just another way to connect with people, because those Muslims who say they want to debate me in Sunday, am I heard, guys, in the Discord? People in Discord, do you hear me? Am I heard? I think they don't hear me. Okay, as usual. Always when you get in Discord, you have to go out and come back in order to. All right, Discord people, am I heard now? All right, shalom everybody. Please invite your friends. Again, if you did not hear, I open an account in Zoom. I never used before, so I'm just new for this program. And I posted the link in Patreon with that. Look like there's a password. I don't know. I thought you can open it, everybody can join, but no, it's like you have to have a password. So we posted the password there, so it's open for everybody anyway. If you are a Muslim, especially from Indonesia, and if you are Donde, and by the way, if Donde is online, let me know so we can do invasion just for the sake of terrorism, to install terror in the heart of the disbelievers, scare the hell of him. Potato. If we have any Muslim would like to join us, please feel free. Invite your friends. We have a debate in Sunday, as you remember, and they mentioned that they don't use Discord, they don't use Skype, they use Zoom. I said I don't have Zoom, but you know what? I said to myself, let us not to give them any choice or any chance to get out, So I made a Zoom. Here we go. And from now until Sunday, I will learn how to use it. Like, because I'm an Arab, it takes me a lot of time to learn how to use a program, even though we are the one who created the internet. You know, in case you do not know, we are the first one who created suicide bombing vest. That was never heard of before. People wear vest for cold. We wear it for explosions. So we are always advanced in many things. Not like those other nations who they are ignorant. They know nothing about anything. We are here to teach you anyway. Uh, if there is any somebody volunteer in Zoom can join us and try to talk, so I can see how this thing work. Anyone in Zoom would like to? Are you able to talk? Can you mute that guy? How cannot I? How come I cannot hear anybody? Who is the guy is snoring? You said somebody is saying somebody is snoring in Zoom. I hear nothing. Where is the sound coming from? Why I hear nothing? Uh, so you guys in Zoom, you can hear sound except me? That's weird. Let us see. If we go to setting and check audio. All right. Speaker test. My test. All right. All right. Let us go. Now we will hear maybe. Anybody's talking? Yeah, I think now I will be able to hear. Maybe if I even switch. Let us switch the audio. We have somebody is snoring. Yeah. Let us see who is this idiot. Who is this? Who is the idiot? Is snoring? We have somebody is snoring. Which one? All right, I don't know which one is snoring. What an idiot! Look like this Zoom is something, huh? All right. Let us see. Anyone knows? It is Uzu. Uzu. Okay. Let us click this Uzu. Let us kick him out of here. Remove. There's an option to ban. Yeah, maybe here. All right. All right, guys, we will unmute you. We get rid of this idiot. So you can unmute yourself. No, obviously he's an idiot, We just started anyway.
Can you hear me, Christian Prince?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Good. All right. Good. I'm just checking. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for.
It's good. He's silenced.
Yeah, no, actually, I kicked him out.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, he is saying hello to Allah now. All right. Thank you, brother, for the help. Yeah, look like the sound in this Zoom is better than Discord, isn't it?
Yes.
I think it's more clear. But is the sound coming to you guys clear to YouTube? Is the sound from Zoom coming? Sound is very low. Okay, I need to. Okay, I will switch. Give me a minute to switch the sound setting to make it go audio. All right. All right. Now we go. Multi output device. Let us see now how it's going to be. Can somebody talk in Zoom?
It's very clear.
All right, the sound is good now, I think. All right, you guys hear it, right? Yeah, because I switched now. It's going through the software, so people in YouTube they will hear it, guaranteed. Yeah. All right, thank you. If we have any Muslim would like to join us, feel free. And don't worry about the troll, because always there's a troll. They can call and they can join and they can, you know, we just block them and kick them out. No problem. Any Muhammadan? Why anyone would like to convert to Islam? Abdul, they can join by phone call? You mean they can use phone to call in Zoom? Ah, so they can call the meeting without, because I don't have a phone there. All right, I know that. All right. Well, I hope we will make it easier for more Abdul to join us, and maybe they can debate us. You know, previously, one of you he asked if people they can join and they can ask questions about like you know, life advice, etc. We will make a program for that, like a time, maybe once a while, and we will be happy to take calls from everybody. Who is a Muhammadan would like to join us? You know, I notice that Muslim they join in different places, but they don't join here. And the only reason I see that because they knew that here they are limited, you know, in their ability to lie. They don't have too much opportunity in playing games. In different place, they can troll, they can play games, they can say you don't know Arabic. They can say you don't understand because you need to learn the language. They can say all those things as usual, you know. But we know that this is their excuse.
Be very careful. If your finger touches here, you will cut it and you will bleed.
Who is talking? How we can make the zoom so we can see all the names? Mr. Happy? There's a way we can make all the names appear together, like in Discord. Here they are not really.
Christian Prince, you can go to the participant and then see who is speaking and who is muted.
Yeah, but it doesn't show all the names. Like it shows a few, like because the list is small.
It shows all the names there.
No, just chat.
Participants.
The chat shows all the people.
The chat it says, but it doesn't say. It doesn't show who's talking, right?
No, look the speaker. You see, that's it. The video is off and the speaker is off. Whoever is speaking, you can like turn off me, like for example, the top.
Yeah, in the top, but in the top it doesn't show all the lines. It show me only 3 names, so I have to switch between those names list to find out. Like now it says
you just click participants, then you can see our names there. My name is Oj.
Yeah, I can see 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you can see the green.
Yeah, okay,
green
like now in the middle of the screen I see it says OHJ, right? The one was
Yeah, that is
talking.
me.
Yeah, look like
Yeah.
when somebody talk, it shows in the screen here, but still I have to go over the names. It's all right, no problem. Thank you guys for the help. Yeah.
Welcome.
Do we have any Abdul? Any Abdul? Didi saying, how come Jesus said that the mustard seed is the smallest of all seeds? The Bible is wrong. Well, that is very funny and very stupid of you. Jesus is speaking to, sorry, for people who they are using that seed, and this is the seed they use at home. He's not comparing the seed of all the whole world. This is a master seed people they use at home. You are just silly and stupid. What people, what seed they use? They have many seeds. So master seed. Dummy. Jesus was not giving a class in a nuclear or a proton and a neutron. He was talking to people who use things in their homes. So he's saying to them, even if it is small as this. But if you are silly, you are silly. What we can say. Any Muhammadan? Any Muhammadan in Discord? Any Muhammadan in Zoom? Any Muhammadan anywhere?
Christian Prince?
Yes?
Do you remember me?
Do I remember you? Sorry, I don't.
This is Ali Badia.
Ixabadia. Yeah. How are you doing?
Yeah, look at my name now.
You are Ixabadia. You left?
Yeah.
Why you left, man?
It's because one time, the Dawah group I talk about and my sheikhs I tell you about? Yeah, one time we were discussing jizya, and there was this new member who I invited to the group. So when we were talking about jizya, a question arose, can atheists and pagans pay jizya? And he's that new member, he said no, they can't pay jizya. They have to convert or die.
Yeah, correct.
And that was too much for me. That was like a breaking point.
Yeah. Well, even the jizya itself is a form of an income of a gang. Because why somebody will be treated as a cow just because you don't believe? So jizya is a way to force people to join the religion. Like, you don't want to be treated this way, say shahada. And this is how Islam actually spread so fast in the places where they conquer. Because if you don't want to be mistreated, it's not only paying money, the Muslim will be mistreating you.
Yeah, exactly.
So we enter a city like now in Syria. If this is in the time of Muhammad and there's no international community watching, they will attack the town. They will say, from now on, you Christians are a bunch of nothing. Either you pay us jizya, or you convert, or you die. In fact, during the Caliphate times, some Christian towns offer to convert to Islam because they cannot pay the jizya no more. They are very, very poor. So the Caliphate, he reject. He told the one in charge in territory, don't accept. If everybody left and became a Muslim, how we need money, So even when they decide to join Islam, they refuse because simply that will reduce the amount of money they are receiving. So jizya is a way of income. This is why actually, if you read the chapter 9, verse 28, it says, if you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you. And right away, the verse after it says, go attack the Christian and the Jews and force them to pay jizya.
Philippians 3:13 and also Philippians 3:14.
Fatis, I don't understand you. Your voice is not clear, my friend. Fatis.
You need to be focused because there are so many distractions along.
Well, I cannot hear you, my friend. Your voice is very bad. Do we have any Muhammadan? We are happy for Iksa Abadiyya that he left Islam. and we help.
A Christian Prince, I'm still connected to my Dawah group. So for you, I'm gonna see if I could invite one of the members into the Discord or Zoom.
Sure, sure. Anytime.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. Do we have any Mohammedan who would like to join us? You see, Muslims, the more they knew about their about how bad Islam is, the faster they will leave. You know, it's all about knowledge. If you know, it's like, you know, taking drugs. The person who is taking drugs, he took it for a reason. Either his ignorance, or he is suffering from some problems. He think drugs will help him. A person want to live like in different galaxy. He don't want to think about reality. He's trying to escape from reality. Islam is the same. Like when you see somebody, he's not born as a Muslim, and he convert to Islam, mostly either he is seeking a benefit, like those who make YouTube channels to make a lot of money and income, and Muslim will subscribe by hundreds of thousands, or he is suffering from depression. He's trying to escape reality. He's looking for something new. So you will find maybe some a person, Western person, or even non-Western, but especially Western actually, they go and they find that Muslim, they have more different culture, like in Ramadan they have a meal together, etc. So he find that something interesting for himself. If you are not joining us to talk, please don't mute yourself.
Christian Prince, can you mute Trinity? Trinity Rose is the one who is bothering.
Yeah, I think they are doing that by mistake. They don't mean it, maybe. They are out already. All right. So, like they are desperate. They are looking for a solution in their life, some change. And they find Islam is the only one around them in the West, because they try everything. They try to be hippie. Like you see someone, I saw in Thailand, I saw a blonde man in the front of the temple, and he is wearing a Buddhist monk. So I tried to talk to him. He said, I don't debate. I don't debate. I don't debate. I said, what? We're not debating, just to have a conversation. I want to know, like, why you became a Buddhist. And then he refused again. He said, I don't debate. I don't debate. It's against our belief to debate. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's against our belief to debate. It's mean there's something you're afraid of. You don't want to debate about, because if you have a reason, what is your reason? That's all. What is the reason for somebody to become a Muslim? Any Muslim can tell us. If there is any Muslim can tell us, he is more than welcome to share.
Hello?
Go ahead, Abadi. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing alright. We spoke like
sir,
a few weeks ago.
No, actually, we have different one.
Oh, okay.
Wait, different, right?
Go ahead, Abadi.
I'm the same. A while ago, I wanted to ask you something. I'm not Muslim, but I want to get some proofs on to like dig at Muhammad to other Muslims around me, and I'm trying to disprove the fact that he's a perfect Muslim. And the one thing I'm trying to dissect is the whole Muhammad, Zainab, and Zad arc. So I know what's basically happened, but I need to find the sources that say that he basically went to his son-in-law's house and then basically flirted with his wife.
All right, that's easy, not a problem.
I couldn't find hadith, so like I know that Quran 33:36 was like coincidentally revealed to Muhammad. Sorted out after, but the whole scenario itself, I don't know where to find that information from.
No problem. But it's going to be in Arabic. You have to use Google Translation.
Okay.
Which is not a big deal now. These days, everybody have in your phone, right?
Yeah, but excuse that a Muslim would probably use when, you know, seeing that would probably be like, oh, it had a different meaning than back in the day or something.
Well, I mean, maybe you can find it in Ibn Kathir in Arabic, in English, but I think I don't think you will find it in English. But this is Ibn Kathir in Arabic. So here, if we share our screen, give me a second. I will share my screen. This is Ibn Kathir. I will share my screen in Discord and I will show it to you guys in YouTube. Give me an Rumble. Give me a minute. Okay. And let us show it in.
Sorry. So what is this source exactly? Is this like not hadith, but is it like a tafsir or?
Well, all of this is coming from the hadith anyway, but this is Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya of Ibn Kathir. You know, no Muslim Sunni cannot say we don't agree with this, you know. This is Al-Bidayah.
Okay, so this is a
and Al-Nihaya. You see the name of the book, the beginning and the end, Ibn Kathir. And this is the page number, the variant number, page number 150, variant number 6. And here it says, you see where in the page, just to, because you don't know Arabic, so you might have difficulty to find it.
Yeah, like in that.
Yeah, no problem. So I will highlight it for you. So when you go, when you do the, you can take a screenshot.
Yeah.
It's not appearing in this page. All right, give me a minute. It should appear in this page.
And sorry for asking again, if I was to bring this up to a Muslim and they asked me for the source and I gave them this, how reliable would they consider it?
Well, if it's not reliable, why they have it in their books of tafsir? I mean, if it's a false story, you know, if it's a false story, it's a false story, then we should not use it to explain anything, right? Like imagine you said to me, explain the Bible, and then I give you a false story to explain the Bible. That means, you know, I'm accepting corruption. Let us go from Ibn Kathir to Al-Qurtubi. Here we go. This is Al-Qurtubi, because this page doesn't have it, but I'm sure it exists in Ibn Kathir too. But here it says that Allah, he sent a wind and he left the curtain on Zainab and she was wearing almost nothing. Mutafaddila.
God sent a wind and the curtain was lifted and Zainab was blown away.
Yeah, translation is not accurate. Mutafaddila, not blown away, which means she is like exposed, you know? She is almost wearing nothing or naked. So she was in her house, and then it says here, so he saw Zainab and he like فوقعت في نفسه, which mean now he want her, you know. And not only this, and she noticed and Zainab, she recognized that he wanted her. And here we see the translation here.
He saw Zainab and it fell upon him, and it occurred to Zainab's soul that it fell upon the soul of the Prophet. May God bless him and grant him peace.
Translation again is not accurate. So it's saying that Zainab, she noticed that the Prophet, he fall for her. He's flirting with her from the way he is looking and talking. And she understood this. And then when her husband, and this happened when he came to ask for Zayd, all right? And then Zayd, when he came to his house, she told him what happened about his father. So Zayd, he thought about divorcing her because now he noticed that they are doing something in his back.
That was when he came asking for Zayd, so she told him that, and Zayd decided to divorce her.
See? So obviously Zayd, his dignity could not accept to have a wife. She is sleeping with someone he claimed to be his father, but yet he come in his back and he do what he did with his wife. And then
were they
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Mohammed sleeping with her before the divorce, or was this just him flirting?
Well, obviously he's sleeping with her. I mean, the story here saying something doesn't make sense because you see, if I am your father, with my respect to you and your family, and I flirt with your wife, aren't you going to be? Shouldn't your wife, if she have an honor, to kick me out of the house?
Yeah.
You know, especially you are the father. You know, so she should not find it nice. She should find it very ugly and disgusting. But obviously she liked it, you know. She did not get upset. And she told her husband, and she is happy about it. And then the husband, he decide, he thought about it, and even in different line it says فَفَطِنَ زَيْد. Fatina, which means he got it, you know. He got it. So what he got that Muhammad is sleeping with his wife, and yet he is the one. He claimed, you see here, it says in Arabic. I don't know if you see the word. You see it?
Yeah, highlighted in green.
Zayd. فَفَطِنَ Zayd. What does that mean? Zayd, he just figured out.
Oh.
So Zayd now became aware. All right? And then here it says actually more details that when Muhammad he came to Zainab, to Zayd, and he came, the guy is not there. Why you enter the house? Because he's the father, so he, you know, he's fine. He can get in. He's a father. And then it says here, فَأَبْصَرَ زَيْنَبَ قَائِمَةً كَانَتْ بَيْضَاءٌ جَمِيلَ جَسِيمًا. So he saw Zainab standing up, and she was very white and very fat, and she was from the most beautiful women of Quraysh. And then he فَهَوِيهَا, he have lust for her, and he says, praise be to Allah, to the one who made my heart flip for you. And then Zainab, she heard the flirt of Muhammad, praising Allah for her beauty. She told her husband. And here, you know, you might notice why it says she was very fat, you know, I mean, so very big.
That's
because,
what the Arabs.
Yeah, at that time, the Arab, if a woman, she is skinny, nobody will marry her. That means because she is sick, she is something wrong with her. And in the best scenario, she is not spoiled. She is not from a good family. She work, you know. So fat women are the one who they are spoiled. They have maids. They don't do any job. They don't do laundry. They don't do cooking. They do nothing, you know. So because she is white and she is so fat, the Prophet, he felt lost for her. And this is the reference. And then if they want to say as again, if that this reference is false, that means every single book interpretation of Islam is false.
Yeah, because I see the website you're on says Shia Online Library. If I was to explain this to a Sunni, they'd probably just shut me down.
This has nothing to do with Shia. This is Al-Qurtubi. Al-Qurtubi is a Sunni book. This is just a website.
Would you be able to send that link on this? On this chat, please. Would you be able to send that link on this chat, please?
Yeah, hey, the link, here we go. I just posted already. And you can go to different, I mean, I can give you different website. This is not, this is Al-Qurtubi. We can get it from the official government website of Saudi Arabia. We can get it from Quran.com, you know.
Yeah,
here we go. Like this is Quran.com.
It's just
Yeah, this is Quran.com. It's the same garbage. Well, it's a book. It's not, you know, like if a Christian prince, he published a book, Al-Qurtubi, in his website, does that mean Al-Qurtubi is a Christian? You know?
I see.
Yeah. It's a book.
And that explains. And I'm sorry to complete this. I guess Muhammad wasn't able to like marry her just yet because of the whole Arab culture back then, because he was technically her father then.
Exactly.
At that time, right?
Because before he said, he announced, he says, "Ana min Zayd wa Zaydun minni." He says, "I am from Zayd and Zayd from me." So people from now on, you know, you should know that Zayd is from me and I am from Zayd and he is my son. And the second you say that this is tradition of the Arab, you have to respect your word. And Muhammad then, because he is a fraud, he forbid adoption.
He forbidden adoption after he adopted his own son.
Yeah, but after he wanted to have sex with Zainab. Now he is thinking about Zainab, so he decided to forbid adoption.
And at the same time, that 33, 36 magically gets revealed to him as well.
Yeah, because how he can explain why he is taking his word back? He have to always Muhammad, he create verses from the Quran as sexual tools. So many verses in the Quran, Muhammad, he used it after something happened to explain why he would do that. As an example, when Muhammad in chapter 66 verse number 1 supposedly he forbid himself from something. You cannot understand what he forbid himself from until you read the interpretation. It says that his wife, she found him in the top of his slave women, having sex with her in the bed of the wife and in her day. So she said to him, in my day, in my bed, and she was very angry and she told her father with a drama. So Muhammad, he took an oath that he will never do that again. And then when Muhammad get horny again, he want to have sex with this blonde woman who is gift to him by the king of the of Egypt, ruler of Egypt. He fabricated a verse saying, well, you know what, Allah told me you know, why you are forbid yourself from what Allah made lawful for you. You know? Yeah.
He's giving himself excuses.
Exactly. And this is, you'll find like the same a chapter of Al-Ahzab, verse number 5. Muhammad even he said, from now on he don't even call anyone except by the name of his real father. You know? That's it. You know? Yeah, the same chapter. You can tell how Muhammad fabricate Quran. Right? All of those about forbidding and the relationship between the son and the father, you can find it there in chapter 33 verse number 40, chapter 33 verse number 37, chapter 33 verse number 5. So Muhammad, in order to cover up his faith, he fabricated verses as an excuse so nobody can ask him, what are you doing? You know, so Allah said, you know, that's it. Yeah.
Allah revealed me when I was in trouble. I got another question not related to this. A lot of Muslims, I noticed, they use, what is it, Deuteronomy 18:18 to like somehow prove Muhammad's like existence.
Well, how that about Muhammad?
Well, they just find an excuse to somehow link like something that's been said earlier in history to prove that Muhammad's, you know, a guy sent down by God again. And
yeah, but you know,
it kind of annoys me.
In order to
I want to disprove it to them.
Yeah, it's no problem. I can find any excuse I want, but it have to have, let us say, any excuse. I mean, how that verses have to do with Muhammad? No, nothing there about Muhammad. Let the one who says that to you come and call me, and let us see how this is about Muhammad. You know, we would die laughing, because you know what the Muslim he do.
It literally tries to back up their own religion. It's
no.
ridiculous.
You see, first of all, in that verse it says, "A prophet I will raise up from them, a prophet like you." Right? From them, who is Muhammad? From the Jews? Is Muhammad is a Jew?
Not at all.
All right. So how Muhammad is the one they are talking about? In order for this to be about Muhammad, then Muhammad have to be first from the nation of Israel. And remember, the Quran itself says Allah will never send a messenger except Allah will not send a messenger to the Jews except he is from the Jews and he speak the language, or to the Arab except he is from the Arab and he speak the language. And this is in the Quran. So always I advise you, use the dummy Quran to refute their lies. So
I just need to know this Quran.
The one will come according to the Quran. He have to be a person who speak the language of the people, and he have to be from the people. You can see the page, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now, if we go and we read what they are talking about, you will see that all of this is about the people of Israel. All of it. There's nothing about it, about, you know. And then, if you go to verse number 18, the one there, you will see, and the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. Our race.
Oh wait, sorry, I can't see it right now. It's still on the Quran Wow page.
Actually, I did not open the page. Let me see if I can open. All right, give me a second. You know, first of all, for Muhammad to be a prophet, shouldn't he prophesy and the prophecy come true? I mean, to accept him to be a prophet for a second, he have to prophesy, and his prophecy, every single prophecy of Muhammad turned to be false. And I can prove it in a minute. So you can invite any of those Muslims who say what they are saying, and you know, people will see in a few seconds that this is all, you know, is obviously a fraud. So if we go here, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brothers. Is Muhammad a brother of the Jews? Is he as a brother of Jacob? If he is a brother of Moses, is he? No. The Muslim, they will say, well, we are brothers, Muhammad from Ishmael. First, this is false. There's no such a thing. Ishmael, in the same book, actually in the book of Genesis 21:21, Genesis, he did marry his mom. She took him to Egypt, and she married him to an Egyptian woman. So Ishmael, he did not marry an Arab woman. He married an Egyptian woman, African woman. So I will raise up a prophet from among their brothers, which means from them, like unto thee, like who? Like Moses. All right. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command. All right. Moses, he have received 10 commandments. Muhammad, he broke every commandment of the 10 commandments, and he don't have a single one of them in his Quran. And then it shall come to pass that whoever will not hear taken into my word, which he shall speak in my name. Did ever Muhammad mention the God of Moses, Elohim?
Never.
No.
Just Jabal or whatever
he
it was.
mentioned Allah, God La. Never spoke in the name of the God of Moses. Sin. We continue. And this, you know, and the one which I have not commanded him to speak, or shall speak in the name of other gods, this prophet shall die. So actually, in the same chapter, saying that Muhammad should be killed. All right. So, if we ask the Muslims, how you come to the conclusion that this is about Muhammad? Oh, where you get this from? This is a message to the Jews, to the nation of Israel, that from you we will raise a prophet like you, Moses. What does this have to do with Muhammad?
The argument that Muslims use is that if you scroll back up to 18 a little bit, so just scroll up, sorry, over to verse 18, please. It's the ending of 18 that they use when it says and he shall speak unto them that I shall command him. It's that schizophrenic side of Muhammad that those Muslims use as an argument to say that this predicts his existence, which I find is kind of ridiculous.
I don't know what that means, because simply any prophet, he claimed to be a prophet, he claimed that he is commanded by God, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone, he can claim this is about me then. Secondly,
it's just
Muhammad, he never received a command from his God. I challenge the Muslim to show me the command he received from his God. Because did Musa receive command from his God by someone he called himself Jibreel? No. Moses received command from God. God spoke to Moses, correct? Okay. So in order for Muhammad to be like Moses, will he have to be like Moses? He received command from God. If we ask Muslims when Allah he spoke to Muhammad, never. All the Quran, Muslims confirm that Muhammad he received it from a guy, his name is Gabriel. By the way, for those who were in Zoom, I think Zoom give me only 40 minutes and it stopped by itself, so I'm not sure. All right, so if you guys kicked out of Zoom, I did not finish it, but it's finished by itself. Look like the program is weird. I don't know. Anyway, do we have any Mohammedan? Thank you, Abadi, for joining us, brother.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I wanted to say thank you for answering my questions. Definitely helped a lot, and I appreciate it.
The first thing when a Muslim says to you, I can show you Muhammad in the Bible. Well, if you agree with the Bible, then you have to agree with the Bible. If you agree with the Old Testament, ask him, do you agree with the Old Testament? If you don't accept the Old Testament, don't mention to me the Bible. Either you accept or you don't. Because if you accept this book, then you accept that the God of the Bible is a spirit. And is the God of Islam is a spirit? No. So obviously the God of Moses is not the same the God of Muhammad, because the God of Moses is a spirit. The God of Muhammad is not a spirit. So not only the name is different, but the nature of God is different. The ethic of God is different. The God of Muhammad, he taught Muhammad everything filthy to do. The God of Moses, he gave him the 10 Commandments, which is very well known. Did Muhammad follow any of the 10 Commandments of Moses? No.
Absolutely not.
He did kill. Did he take the wife of somebody? Yes. Did he steal? Yes. Did he lie? Yes. Did he use the name of God in vain? Yes. Every single command of God Muhammad he broke. Did he take false oath? Yes. Yeah. So Muhammad not only is not in the Bible. Actually, I can find that Muhammad in the Bible. Jesus says, "Be aware of false prophets."
Yes.
Yeah. They cannot even find Muhammad in the Quran. How they can find Muhammad? Okay, this is my challenge to all the Muslims are listening. Who of you can you tell me? Can you find me Muhammad in the Quran? There's a chapter in the Quran. It's called the chapter of Muhammad. But I want you to find me Muhammad in the Quran. Anyone can find Muhammad for me in the Quran?
Wait, are you saying Muhammad himself is not mentioned in the Quran?
Yes, it's not, because simply Muhammad is a person, his name, the praised one. This is not a name. When you say Muhammad, you are talking about God.
Wow.
If Muhammad the Prophet you are talking about is the one they call him Muhammad, that means Muslims are pagan kuffar and they are committing blasphemy against God by calling a man the praised one. You see, if I say praise to Jesus, why? Because Jesus for me as a Christian is God, correct? But I cannot say praise to a Christian prince. Who is Christian prince? We praise God, we don't praise the man. So when Muhammad himself, his name is the praised one, that means he is God. So which one is their prophet? Muhammad the God or Muhammad the man? Muhammad the man, he cannot be Muhammad the man because his name is the praised one. All right.
It's a bit hypocritical in itself, isn't it?
Yeah. Any place they go, you know, like just let them, those Muslims who are speaking to you, let them come here and you will see I will close all the highway in their way.
Oh, brother, I'd love to. I mean, it's my boss I'm particularly talking about because he's a very devout Muslim and he keeps. I don't know how to explain it. He can tell that I'm not. You know,
I
I don't know.
I
I have to
never
hide
met
the fact that
somebody
I'm not
is
a
a very
Muslim.
devout Muslim. A very devout Muslim mean a very much a liar, a very much a
Yes,
taqiyya
yes, yes.
practicing, a very much a child molester, a very much a thief, a very much a non-decent. So what it does mean? You know, devoted Muslims. You know, we know that Muslims
I don't
always
know.
lie.
Like I can but personally, I can tell he's a good man. It's just the way he follows Muhammad and you know
No,
claims
no,
he's a
no. He
perfect
cannot be a
man,
good
whereas
man,
he
my
kind of
friend.
is
He
very
cannot.
ignorant over.
Good and bad is relative because there's no human being is a good man. There's no human being, including me and everybody. Nobody can claim to be a good man. Anyone who claims to be a good man, he is lying to himself, lying to the society, and lying to God. So none of us is good. But the good we talk about here is relative to between us. Like I can compare you to me to him. You know, it's the same as we comparing between maybe clean and dirty and etc. But when a Muslim, he's he claimed that he is a decent Muslim, but a decent Muslim, he's allowed to lie. You know, so a decency in Islam is to lie. So how that will make him a decent man? If decency in Islam mean to lie,
How can that make you a good man? But you could,
yeah. So
you can be a bad man but a good Muslim.
You cannot claim to be a good man because simply decency in your book is about being a liar. Like in the other day, we played a video. The Sheikh is explaining what it does mean to be a virgin. You know, a virgin. Okay, what virgin mean? It turned to be a virgin doesn't mean that women she did not have sex with many men. It means she did not get married before. But
wait, that was his definition of being a virgin.
But yeah, but this has nothing to do with virginity. So the Muslim can use the same words we use, like word God, but their God is Satan. The word virginity, but the virginity means sleep around. Just don't not get married yet. You know.
What the? Really? That was a Sheikh's explanation of a virginity. You can sleep around but don't get married and you keep your virginity.
This is not his explaining. This is explanation of Islam. He is not making his own.
Islam's. Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah. According to Islam, he is telling a guy he called him. He told him that he found that his wife, she had boom boom with God knows whom. You know. So he told him, "What do you get wrong? Who told you that a virgin means she did not have a previous boyfriends and sleep around? Who told you that? Virgin means she did not get married before now. Did not mean that she did not have sex. So when the Muslim they speak about things, it doesn't mean they believe in the same things, like they have the same words, the same language, but they doesn't mean they believe in the same thing. For what they believe in have nothing to do really with our belief. Even we use the same language. Okay, God, love, marriage. But the second you start studying each one of them,
marriage because recently I
but to Muslims it's something completely different.
Leave her and
it's sinful. There's no way out of it. There's no doubt among any scholar of Islam. They all agree that it is not permissible to disclose your previous sins. That
it is sin, it is sinful, and you will not be forgiven if you disclose your sin to your spouse or to anyone. You should not. You should hide.
So it's sinful if you're honest with them.
Exactly. You are sinful if you're honest. You will not be forgiven. You see? So now here you notice that being honest, when you say to me he's a good man is the one who commits sin and he never say he did. And if he disclose his sin, he will never be forgiven. No way will be forgiven.
what Allah has concealed, It is sinful. There's no way out of it. There's no doubt among any scholar of Islam. They all agree that it is not permissible to disclose your previous sins that you've repented from. So if a man was a playboy, spending his time between Monte Carlo, Nice, Cannes, and casinos in Las Vegas, and all of a sudden he repented to Allah Azza wa Jal, and he started growing a beard and acting like a proper Muslim. Once he proposed, is he obliged to tell anyone? The answer is no, it's not. He's obliged, he's prohibited from telling anyone.
See, he's forbidden.
After marriage, he feels so close to his wife, he wants to confess. It is totally prohibited. If you do, you're sinful, Allah will not forgive your sins. Because this is the hadith. Likewise for a woman. So one says, but Sheikh, I'm a virgin, I want to marry a virgin girl. Well, the definition of virgin in Islam is a woman who's not married. In a marriage contract, we have bikr and thayyib, a virgin and someone who was previously married. So a virgin is a one who did not marry before. We do not disclose whether she was engaged in premarital relationships and had one or multiple boyfriends. This is something in the past Allah concealed. Now she's a practicing woman, she's a hijabi, niqabi, memorizes the...
So when you marry a Muslim woman, she is wearing a hijab, she will claim that she is a virgin, and she will tell you that. And according to Islam, she is not lying, even if she slept with 10 million men. Because virgin in Islam is about she did get married before or not about her private part being used or abused. So you see, we use the same word, but obviously we don't have the same meaning.
I feel like the more I think about it, I think this whole virgin equals marriage thing is just a big excuse to unfortunately be able to do heinous things to slaves back in the day. They just make an excuse
all,
like
there's no marriage. You see, let's go back to the word marriage. The Muslim, they use the word nikah, which means to F somebody, not to marry somebody. So even the marriage does not exist. Secondly, it's a contract. It's a contract, and you can break the contract any minute. So, like, you are hired by an employee, he can fire you anytime. As simple as that. Marriage, I mean, if you are getting married, you don't get fired. You know, I'm not an employee. So the second you are fired, that means you are hired for pay. You get paid, you know. And this is why the Quran says, وَأَتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ, and pay them their wages. This is why a woman, she married to a Muslim, but he did not have intercourse with her, he is allowed to take the wages he paid her, if he paid in front, or part of, he paid, let's say, he said, I will pay now 1,000, I will pay later after I have intercourse with you 10,000. That is a wages. So if he did not do the intercourse, he is allowed to request the money he paid, because the service did not complete. She did not provide any service yet. So when they say marriage, there's no marriage. When they say divorce, there's no divorce. In fact, Muhammad, he practiced the muta, which there's no divorces needed. It's time up. The difference between the word muta and the word they use it for marriage is one thing. The one in the correct marriage, there's no set date for when the contract is over. It's open. The muta, you preset the date when this woman's service is not required no more. So you say to her, and you have to negotiate how much money too. So you say to her, how much you charge me to sleep with you for a day or two. You offer her the money, she agree with the amount and the time, and then that's it. And then when the time is up, there's no divorce. So how they can court that marriage? I go to a woman, I offer her $10 to sleep with me for one night until 5 a.m. in the morning. When 5 a.m. in the morning came, the alarms ring. Oh, please, I cannot look at me now. I want to wear the burqa. She ran to the to wear her burqa, and now she became not lawful for me. How in the world that is a marriage? No.
It's paid by time.
Yeah. So it's a it's an employment. It's a prostitution, legal prostitution legalized by the so-called prophet.
It's incredibly backwards. People have somewhat evolved though as well. Oh, I did want to ask you as well for the I've seen in a video of yours very long time ago where you were talking about Muhammad doing the boom boom with like many of his slaves in one night. And for some reason, it was like a looked up thing to in Islam. I just
No, they
wanted
say
you
his
to like
wives. They
refresh me
say
on
his wives, but
that.
and this is the only religion speak about why you are a prophet, because you are so powerful in bed. This is the only religion. I never heard of religion speaking about a prophet like Allah he gave him, because this is not the power of a normal man. This is the power of Allah. So even they connect Allah to the penis of Muhammad. However, if we check carefully, we will find that Muhammad even is not good in sex. As an example, when a woman she came to Muhammad. Let us close some pages here. So a woman, she came to Muhammad and she told him that yesterday she had, she touched herself, she masturbated. Should she wash? Obviously, she is a whore. I mean, what kind of woman she will come with this question? And then she mentioned that she have orgasm. So the wife of Muhammad, she said, do women even have orgasm? So the wife of Muhammad, by asking this question, she exposed that Muhammad is even so bad in bed. The guy, he cannot even have sex. The wife, she don't even know. The wife, she have no idea what orgasm is. And this is his wife. This is not the neighbor,
No.
Yeah. Like, she covered her face. She said, really? Do women have this charge?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So when they speak about Muhammad is so good, it's all fabricated stories.
It says Muhammad just putting himself on a high pedestal because wait, so this is a hadith where a woman came up to him and he said she asked did she wash herself, and Muhammad's own wife was next to him and she was utterly confused. How did Muhammad react to that after that?
Yeah, and then the Muslims, when they translate, they try to fabricate the translation. They say she is asking if a woman they do that, they do like a dream of having sex, or no, this is not. She's talking about she saw a liquid in her vagina, discharge. So she said, oh, this really happened? Do the women have discharge? He said, yeah. Otherwise, how the baby resemble his parents? And here again, Muhammad making a poo-poo, claiming that the baby, the reason the baby is look like his parents, because if one of them come first, the baby will be a boy. If the male come first, the baby will be a boy. If the women come first, the baby will be a female. And this is additional proof that Muhammad is a fraud. I mean, how in the world this guy, he claimed that he is a prophet of God, and then he's saying such a stupid thing.
It's incredibly clever.
Yeah, and not only that, there is many hadith about Muhammad imagining himself having sex. In fact, he never did. And look what the wife, she is asking. The woman, she said, if she see this charge, he told her, if you see this charge, you need to wash. The wife, she said, do really this happen? This is a Muslim translation. which means, do a woman really have discharge? He said, yeah. Otherwise, how the water of the man, and then he explained the water of the man is thick and white, and the water of the women is thick and yellow. Sorry, thin and yellow. Whichever of them comes first, the baby resembles the parents, which means will be a boy or a girl. And this is additional proof that Muhammad is a fraud. All right?
Man.
All right. Well, we have endless proof to prove Muhammad is a fraud. Do we have any Muslim? Thank you, brother. Let us give time for other people if you want to join.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate it, and
You're
I
welcome.
wish you the best of luck with all the angry Abduls that are going to come your way.
Yeah, well,
It's funny to see them, though.
they might come any minute. They are there, but they are out of gas. But they are there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to find something. No, I wish you the best. Have a good night.
Thank you. Take care. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to join us? Any brave Muhammadan would like to join us? I mean, obviously Muhammad is a prophet. Look at this. How in the world Muhammad he knew this? Let us think about it. If Muhammad is not sent by the God, his name is Allah. How in the world he knew that the gender of and the look of the baby is determined by who comes first? How he knew that? If we know, we know that there's a woman, she can get even pregnant without even having any desire. A man is raping her, right? What does it have to do with who comes first? And the baby, it might be a girl, it might be a boy. And then the Muslims, they try to fix it. They say, oh no, he's talking about the chromosome. Abdul, what chromosome? We are talking about the water she see in her vagina coming out, this charge. And Muhammad described it as yellow, and the water of the man is white. And she have to wash it. Do you wash the chromosome? The duct tape, duct tape, they have to duct tape everything. For this is the only way Muhammad, he can survive the embarrassment, Any Abdul? And me, myself, after I learned this, if in the future I want to get married, I will never let myself come first. I will let my wife come first, because I don't want I don't want to have a son look like me. Because now we know how to make it happen. If your wife is beautiful and look good, and you look so scary like me, man, don't come first. Let her come first. The baby will look like her. Bingo. You're a winner. You don't want to have another you. What comes first? What comes second? What this guy is talking about? And who taught him this? Allah. Allah told him, if a woman come first, Dr. Muhammad. This is Dr. Muhammad now. Biology. Who can be that? Nobody. And then they say to you, he's a prophet. And we found his name in the Bible. Yeah, well, this guy Dondy is a potato coward. We went to his channel, and he ran like a potato. I mean, do you remember what happened when I went to his channel? Huh? If there is a way I can join, like surprise him, do he have a Discord? Maybe if you have a Discord, I can join and bungo, Man, this guy will have a potato in his pant. Big potatoes. He would drop dead. Any Indonesian ustad? Huh? Indonesian ustads, who wanna make $5,000 for a speech? Ustad Abdul Samud, Somad. He charged $5,000 to make a speech. Man, that's a good business. If I get $5,000 each time I go make a speech for 2 hours, I will stay 8 hours. Mean. At the end of the day, I am rich. Why he convert? Well, there's one thing as a reason to convert in Islam. Let me show it to you. Legs. Open legs. That's it. Money and sex. I challenge any Muslim to give me one reason mentioned in the Quran is not connected to money and sex. Give me a reason. That's it. The lowest Muslim, he will have 144 legs. Am I lying? The lowest Muslim in heaven will have 144 legs, because there are 72 women, right? I'm assuming all of them, they have 2 legs each, unless you are marrying a snake, have no legs. This is the reason. Look, what I will get in heaven if I convert to Islam. In the Quran it says you will be busy all day long having sex. If you go to the yellow pages of Muhammad, it says here, إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون. What does that mean? You go and read the interpretation. It says they are busy deflowering women. Am I lying? They will be busy deflowering women. And then Muhammad, he described to the Muslims how they are doing it. He said they will be doing it dahman. What dahman mean? They will push so hard, non-stop. The orgasm of every Muslim, just the orgasm alone, is 70 years. This is not the sex, this is the orgasm. This is why when the Muslim, he mentioned the name of Allah, he put his finger up to Allah, which means my penis, my penis. Otherwise, what this finger is about? Allah is one, his penis is one, and the rest are women are coming to serve, supposedly. Any Muslim wanna prove me lying? $70 years. So imagine if you have $72 women, and each woman, just the orgasm with her is 70 years. So how long is the sex? We do not know, because Muhammad did not mention. But going with this, let us use a calculator. Anybody have a calculator? So we have 72 women. Each one of them, the orgasm alone will be 70 years. In order to come back to the first woman, which I had sex with her, I need 5,040 years. Are you listening? 72 women, each one of them, the orgasm alone, not the sex, all of it. 70 years. And you know, Muhammad, he connected the number 70 to everything. Like, as an example, if if a Muslim man, he had sex with his wife, according to Muhammad, is better than 70 prayer. How that can be better than 70 prayer? How sex been favored and equal to 70 times worshiping Allah? So why I want to pray? Huh? Why I want to pray if each time I have sex is better than 70 prayer? I just have sex. Actually, it's a better deal. You know? Do we have any Abdul? Who is a Muslim would like to join us? By the way, like I'm thinking to get married, and I will not pray no more. I will say, you know, every day have sex, maybe a couple of times, and then I will, like, at the end of the day, let us say, if I have sex, you know, 5 times a day, and then I get 70 equal to 70 prayer, brother, I just made the 350 credit from Allah. That's amazing. So this is a religion. Everything about it is about sex. Islam is satanic. Speak to your belly and down. It's about your stomach and your penis, and that's it. Otherwise, I challenge any Muslim to prove me wrong. Where are the Muslims? You will find the Muslims lined up to talk to other people, but here you cannot find them. Can we? We went to this guy, Dondy, to challenge him. The coward, he blocked me, he blocked all of us. He did not know that we are recording the screen. And not only that, a week after, he claimed that his channel was hacked. In order to delete the video where I went there, he deleted all the video just to delete my video. Abdul, making Muslims from those scam, you know, making Muslims from those people, you know, making money. Yeah. Who is a Mohammedan would like to join us? I feel like today going to heaven, if you don't mind. I want to get 144 legs of women around me. At least. You know? And as long Allah He speak about women who they are heavy duty, that means they will be very, very, very well built women, full of beef. I don't know if I will be married or I will live in a wood jungle of legs. You will be laying down and you see nothing around you except women legs. And what make it more funny that all those women look the same. They have the same name, they have the same eyes, they have the same voice, they have the same age, the same face. So what the point? If all of them look the same. It's just a copy of the previous women. So if I have sex with this woman, I have sex with all because it's the same women. Even the women of your neighbors, they look the same. All the Muslims will have women, they look the same. And all Muslim men, they will look the same. I mean, can you believe it? In this heaven, everybody look the same. Every Abdul look like the other Abdul. The same face, the same age, the same height, the same voice, the same hair, the same everything the same. Imagine you go to a dating website and then you find that everybody in the website have the same name, the same picture, the same age, the same profile. That's fun. How even I will know which one is one of my women? Any Mohammedan? I don't know about this Amazon, sorry, Zoom. It's closed by itself. You know, maybe because it's 40 minutes only, it's limited. I think you have to pay in order to have it longer. Oh boy. Any Abdul? You know, I was doing a seminar in the Philippines, and I was telling the, you know, the people in the church. It's a huge, massive size. So I told them, according to Muhammad, everyone will look like, according to Muhammad, everyone will look like Joseph. And there was a guy sitting in the crowd. His name is Joseph. He said, like me? And he stood up. The guy, his teeth is gone. God bless him. He's a, you know, like, I mean, he's humble, you know, like he knew that his look is really not good at all. So he stood up. He said, like me? People die laughing, you know. His front teeth are gone. There's only one tooth, like a rabbit, you know. I mean, everything in I am is went wrong. He said, my name is Joseph, and they will look like me. So all of the Muslims will look like Joseph, will have the age of Jesus, 33 years old, according to Muhammad, and all of them, they will be the same face as Joseph, the same height as Joseph, the same age as Jesus. So every single Muslim enter heaven, he is 33 years old. His name is Joseph, not necessarily name, I mean his identity, his face, his body, his Joseph. And all the women, they look the same. And those are the women who they are, Allah will give you as a reward, not your wives from the earth. Now the wife in the earth, I remember was doing a seminar, and the Muslim woman, she said, you did not tell the truth. They gave her a microphone. You said, you did not tell the truth. I said, how? She said, you said Muslim women, she have no reward. Prophet Muhammad, he said that the Muslim women in heaven, she will be 70 times more pretty. Here we go. Muhammad is stuck with number 70. I said, okay, so do you like that? She said, yes. Okay. I said, I asked her, what's your name? So I have a, you know, always when I do a seminar, I use a whiteboard. So I said to her, okay, listen, I put her name there. I said, let's say there's 3 women. One, her name is Fatima. One, her name is Aisha. And one, her name is Zainab. Fatima is twice more pretty than Aisha. Aisha is twice more pretty than Zainab. And now let us make all of them 70 times more pretty. The one who was the most ugly, she becomes 70 times more pretty. Wonderful. But the one she was twice more pretty than her, she will become 144 more pretty. Correct? And the one she was the most pretty, number 3, she will be 221 more pretty. So I said to her, you were ugly in earth, you're still ugly in heaven. Nothing changed. People die laughing. You should see her face. I mean, I made them all 70 times more pretty. But nothing changed. So if I am short now, and there's a guy, he is 1 foot taller than me, or let's say 2 foot taller than me, and the other one is 3 foot taller than me, and then you make us all 70 times more taller, nothing changed. And this is how stupid they are. She is now, wow, I will be 70 times more pretty. And she stood up, she is angry. She thought she got something, you know. And I told her, can you even find me the hadith you are talking about? The second you check it out, they will say to you, da'if. You know, it's not even, cannot be found. Yeah, you will be 70 times more pretty. Amazing. So beautiful, man. What if somebody is a stupid, we make him 70 times more stupid? What about saying, I will make you 70 times more smart if you are stupid? You know? You see, he knew that women, they like to be, beauty is so important. So the man, he like his penis. The women, she like to be pretty. So when he speak to the man, he speak about how long he will have sex. When he speak to the women, he try to fool her with her beauty. You will be 70 times more pretty. And if you are a fool, you fail to the scam. You know? Do we have any 70 times more pretty, Abdul? Any female Muslim wants to be 70 times more pretty? Very easy. You go to Korea. You know, when I was in Korea, I walk in the street, I see women, they have patches all their face. You think that it's a criminal street, you know, because everybody have stickers in their face. You wonder, like, what's happening in this country, you know? And many of them, they are foreigners, even white women. Sticker, like duct tape, you know? In the nose, on the eyes, on the cheek, on the, you know, everywhere. Well, they want to be 70 times more pretty. Yeah. Even be in front of a clinic, they have like samples of lips and breast. Like, what do you, how you want your breast to look like? You know? What do you want? How you want your lips to, you know, to look like? Here we go. So Muhammad is trying to fool those women, giving them false hope that she will be pretty. Go to Korea. They will put you inside the shop. You come out a new person. You know? I was thinking about doing like some surgery for myself, but I said, you know what? That one, I need like 10,000 surgery just to fix my nose. Not to mention the face. Christian Prince, first of all, thank you very much for saying the truth that you are ugly. Zakir Naik, I look like you. Christian Prince, respect yourself. I'm very handsome, and this is why I'm married and you are not. Zakir Naik, you are married. Are you sure? Show me. Christian Prince, first of all, Muslim women, she cannot throw herself to any stranger. Okay, how your prophet says she can even do suckle me. Christian Prince, you are stupid. This is a different story. She can suckle you, but she cannot see you. How I can suckle her nipples and hold her boobs, but I cannot see her face? Christian Prince, there's a difference between face and nipples. You are stupid again. You can suckle her, but you cannot see her. You know, Zakir, you are very conservative, huh? Exactly. Any Abdul? Any 70 times more pretty? Indonesian Muslims, where are you? Mayday, mayday. How do you do? Hmm? The religion of potatoes. We don't have too many here, people. Is that because it's a Friday night? Huh? What is the reason? Where is everybody? Busy with 70 versions? And as you see, the word virgin does not mean they did not have sex previously. It means she did not get married. So you go to heaven, you think you are going to have a woman, she never have sex. Bad news. Who said she did not? Especially if Muhammad was there before you. Good luck. Isn't your Muslim says that Muhammad have the power of 100 men of people of heaven, which means 4,000 men of sex? The Prophet will have the power of 4,000 men? What is that? Is he going to have sex with 4,000 women a day too? God logic is life. So still, but maybe I think in this time usually people get out. If you want to get more people on Friday, I think you have to go afternoon. Any Abdul? Final exam time? Final exam for what? The school just started. What final exam, guys? Isn't it the school just started? It's not time for final exam. Same thing, they do the same as I do in school. Like you know, I don't even have books. I used to leave the books in the school. This is if I bought the books. If I got 100%, 100 degree from 100 in exam about philosophy. I never bought the book. Never, you know. I don't even know it. Never touch it. I get yet 100 from 100. Christian University Indonesia got a problem because they are using my book. If you have a confirmation or article about that, provide me so we can make a program about it. Any Muhammadan would like to convert some Christians? Even Discord is asleep. Look at people in Discord. They are snoring. What happened? Usually they are chatting. They don't even chat. I guess everybody, guys, are you listening to Quran every day and you are high? The Muslim, they try to convince you that the religion is good by bringing somebody. He have a nice voice and he sing the Quran. What about you go and listen to Zakir Naik reciting the Quran? You would die laughing. Not someone he have a nice voice, and then you will see how stupid the Quran is. I mean, people, they sing songs about, excuse me, about shit, and they make billions and millions from their CD. Yeah, just because they have a nice voice and nice music with it, I mean, people buy. So don't convince me with your stupid Quran by singing it. Bring me someone have a nice voice. Any Muhammadan? No, I'm not the only Islam expert. Any one of you can be Islam expert. If you cheat, you're Islam expert. If you are a scammer, you're Islam expert. If you are a liar, you're Islam. That's it. It's easy to become an Islamic expert. If you swear by God lying, you're an Islam expert. You're practicing Islam. Actually, you're like a dude, Muslim dude. You are the man who practices Islam. If you are a pimp and you have 100 women working for you, open their legs, making a lot of money from them, you say Shahada, you are a perfect Muslim. And then you want to teach people morality. Only in Islam. Right? Only in Islam, a person who raped children and women and kidnapped them is a hero. Only in the garbage of Muhammad. Who's Abdul would like to join us? Mayday. This is a long time ago. I went to a chat room in Paltalk. And then a Muslim, he says that, the chat room went crazy when they see my name entering. They said, hey, Christian Prince, we got you busted. We have recording of you. I said, really? He said, yeah, we know how you convert people to Christianity. I said, how? And then he played my voice saying, get me one Muslim, I will give you 5 hamburger. Okay. I said, isn't this your voice? Huh? Can you deny it? Is that like a fabricated audio, or this is your voice? Come here, come, explain. So supposedly now he got me busted, like, it's my voice, it's true. It's me saying, get me one Muslim, I will give you 5 hamburger. So I took the microphone, so I said, are you saying to me that you Muslims, you exchange your Allah and Muhammad for 5 hamburgers? You should see what happened in the chat room. They took the microphone from me, they start cursing, may Allah destroy you, may Allah kill you, may Allah finish you, may Allah struck you with lightning, may Allah, all kind of a prayer, very peaceful prayer. But this is what you said to me. Your recording says, get me one Muslim, I will give you 5 hamburger. So are you saying, you Muslims, if I give you 5 hamburger, you leave Islam? So they are stupid. They want to explain why a lot of Muslims leave Islam. They have to find an excuse. Okay, we have him recorded saying he will give you 5 hamburger. No, if you have an Indonesian Muslim want to debate me now, Indonesian, he can call me. I learn Indonesian. If any Indonesian, speak Indonesian, want to join us, go ahead. I'm serious. Any Abdul? Yeah, it's very easy in Indonesian language. Let me show you, just give you an idea. Look, if you look at the Quran, let me teach you Indonesian in 2 minutes. Like now we have Quran in front of us, right? Okay. So if we go to the Indonesian language, where is okay, here we go. So let me teach you some Indonesian. Okay. Lalu mereka tidak, very easy, if they could not do it, kusa in Arabic mean zucchini, but here in Indonesian does not mean zucchini. It's mean like kusa membuat, it's easy. Is it easy? Suatu wistapun. I mean, all of us we know wistapun, like once I was in the West, and I use a spoon, so yeah. Dan Tidak, between 2 bracket, Paula. Paula, this is a very famous actress, we know it, Paula. you know. Debat mean debate. Kambali, Kavada, Kila Ra Ginaya. Okay, you know, tell them to go back to their family. Okay, thank you very much. Very easy. And then if you have like a difficulty of pronouncing the words, yeah, you can skip few letters. Like here it says dan di tu pla. You know, you can switch, like you just skip the first two, like tipula, tapula in Arabic, tabula. You know, this is like a salad, Arabic salad, Lebanese. Sanga la. What the heck? Sang kak la. How many la? What? Okay, cut the last la. You know, get rid of it. It doesn't make sense. So forget about this. Sangala. You know. Make tiba. It's two tiba. And there's a big difference between one tiba and two tiba. You know. Orang. You know. Yeah. So like, you know, you have to learn. You have to educate yourself. Here we go, I speak. And this is what the Muslim they do actually. You will see a guy calling me. He claimed that he know Arabic. What they do, they use this. They have what they call it in English? Something. Translation. Translation. So the guy don't speak Arabic. The Abdul himself, he don't speak Arabic, from Indonesia. So he says, he read this. Wallahummu fihun fiha. Look, what the heck? So when he pronounce, you think that this guy, he know Arabic, like, you know, okay, sound like he's speaking Arabic, you know. But the fact he don't speak in a single Arabic word, he is using this. Yeah. Just to fool you, to make you believe that he is a person who knows, you know. He is educated, he speaks languages. Anyway, go, I speak Indonesian too, so we are equal now. Any Abdul? Honestly, I'm Indonesian, but I don't like to tell the truth, you know, because I'm hiding my identity. Like, how many times I told you I'm black, blonde, African American from Japan? Don't you notice I mentioned Japan, but I did not mention Indonesia, because I'm trying to hide. I don't want to tell, you know. Thank you. Yeah. And look, Mereka Barakata. Easy. What Barakata? Mereka Barakata? If Allah knew what happened to his Quran, he will commit suicide. So, قالوا يا ويلنا become Mereka Barakata? Heck no. If I am Allah, will sue you. What's wrong with you? How قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا become Merekata Barakata Aduhi? What Aduhi? Who is this guy Aduhi? How Aduhi become here? Who brought him here? Unbelievable. Aduhai? Aduhai. Sorry guys, it's not Aduhi. I thought it's Aduhi. I was upset. It's not Aduhi. It's Aduhai. There's a huge difference between Aduhi and Aduhai. What's wrong with you? Selaka la. I was going to migrate to Indonesia. Forget it, man. This is what I will talk and when I go to Indonesia. So I go to the grocery school and then I say to him, Mimbanaka Gantika Khan. Before I finish it, I will my funeral will be there. What is this? You guys, our language is so short. This is one word? Is that one word or the dictionary? I'm not sure. You tell me. It's like an Arabic name, you know. Every Arab guy, his name is like a train. And the funny, when you go to school, when you are a kid, the first day in the school, each teacher come to the classroom. Every student, he stand up and say his full name. And man, the most boring day ever. That's why I always skip it. Everyone, his name is Ahmed, Mohammed, Hassan, Ali, Ahmed, Hussein, Muhammad Ridallah al-Baqiri al-Sistani. Like, what the heck? This is just your name? No, this is the first letter. Do we have any Abdul? Any Ustad? Adohai? Adohai mean, oh my God? What the heck? But there is nothing in the verse in Arabic is, oh my God. Who is the one who translated this Quran? I bet you the translation is messed up. Any Abdul? You guys, why you are laughing? Show respect. Come on, you know. What's wrong with you? I will punish you now and send you to Indonesia to speak Indonesian. Yeah, I mean, I can do it if I want, but, you know, I'm just being merciful on you. Otherwise, trust me, I can't do it. You know? If you please, tell any ustaz from Indonesia to come and debate me immediately.
Jika Anda memberitahu bintang-bintang dari Indonesia untuk datang dan berdebat dengan saya segera.
What the heck? Okay, as if there is any Muslim from Indonesia, from Jakarta, immediately he can call us.
Oke, seolah-olah ada Mustang dari Indonesia dari Jakarta segera. Dia bisa menelepon kami.
Oh, Sola, Ola? Okay.
Oh, as if.
If you are an Indonesian Ustad, you have a beard or not, we accept you, don't worry. You can grow it later. I mean, we know that you are an Ustad for sure. The beard does not make a difference, trust me. Anyway, you will shave it after you debate me.
Jika Anda seorang pejantan Indonesiano, Anda memiliki jenggot atau tidak, kami menerima Anda. Jangan khawatir, Anda bisa menumbuhkannya nanti. Saya tahu bahwa gaya Anda pasti, jenggot tidak membuat berbeda. Percayalah padaku, bagaimanapun kau akan mencukurnya setelah kau memperdebatkanku.
This is what I said? Man, this is so long. What happened?
This is what is said. Well, this is the showroom lawn.
Okay, hold on. I have a question to Indonesian people. Why Prophet Muhammad, he was dating an old woman at the age of 6. How come he is not interested in infant?
Saya punya pertanyaan kepada orang Indonesia, mengapa Nabi Muhammad dia berkencan dengan seorang wanita tua pada usia 6 tahun?
Tahun? I did not say tahun, she said tahun. So any Indonesian Muslim can tell us why Muhammad was interested in very old females, 6 years old. What about someone she is 2 weeks old? The translation is weird. It's not correct. Are you sure? Really? Not good? Do you know how much I paid for this phone? It cost me an arm and a leg. I have now 1 arm and 1 leg. Seriously, guys, the translation is wrong. Oh, it's really messed up. Not good. Okay, that's not a good news. Let us try again. Is it true that the translation I have now is messed up, you idiot? You made me pay all this money for nothing?
Apakah benar terjemahan yang saya miliki sekarang terlewatkan? Anda idiot. Kau membuatku membayar semua uang ini tanpa biaya.
So, was it bad or good? I'm assuming now it's better because I was screaming at the program. Translation was correct. See, I told you, because now you know, you have to show intimidation, you know, like now the program is intimidated, so he's taking what I say seriously. Yeah, here we go. We fix it. There was a bug. we did fix the bug. Hey, okay. Oh Allah, if there's any bugs in heaven, because this is bugging me to know that bugs is in heaven. And you know what? I think having bugs in heaven is way better than having 72 women. They will be bugging you to have sex with them. What do you think, Allah?
Oh, banyak jika ada bug di surga, karena ini mengganggu saya untuk mengetahui bahwa serangga ada di surga dan Anda tahu apa yang saya pikirkan. Memiliki serangga di surga jauh lebih baik daripada memiliki 72 wanita. Mereka akan mengganggu Anda untuk berhubungan seks dengan mereka. Apa yang Anda pikirkan banyak.
Bikirikan? Anda bikirikan? Really? I said to Allah, Anda bikirikan. Okay. So look, let me tell you what I said in Indonesian. Oh Benyak. Who's Benyak? Jika ada bug. They translate bug to as bug. In Indonesian, you call it bug. That's easy, then I speak Indonesian already. I never thought about it this way. Look, they use the same word bug, and that's it. You know, we can fly to Indonesia right now. You know? What we can do. Yeah. Okay. Anda tahu apa young. Yeah, she's saying to you that you don't see me, but I'm young, you know. Thank you, software. Do we have an Abdul? Guys, is this translation is really bad? Okay, who is here Indonesian can confirm to us the translation is bad or not? Because I was thinking to receive calls. That's why I downloaded the Indonesian language. Was it good? Okay, let me ask. Do you have any good food to eat in Indonesia? And what is your best dish to eat? As an example, do you have halal pork?
Apakah Anda memiliki makanan yang baik untuk dimakan di Indonesia? Dan apa hidangan terbaik Anda untuk dimakan? Sebagai contoh, apakah Anda memiliki daging babi halal?
Okay, hold on. Halal pork.
Babi halal.
Hold on. Pork is babi? What the heck? Guys, pork is babi. That's it. I go to Indonesia. I said, do you have babi? Babi boo? You know? Halal babi? You know, I want to eat halal babi. Do you have halal wine? Halal wine, halal black label. Do you have halal prostitute? Muta? You know? Babi, huh? Do we have any babi here? Well, I'm happy that you are taking notes. Very good. Education, you know, education is what makes you different between others. If you go and sit in a place and people do not know you and they know nothing about you, and then you get opportunity to share with them and you speak, either what you say is going to get their attention that you are really a smart, educated person and people will start listening, or people will ignore you for the rest. Always like, this is a fool, this guy is no, you know. So education is something you never lose. You can lose money, you can lose a stock, you can lose health, but education and knowledge They will stay with you until you die. So I always advise you, all of you, to learn and educate yourself. For this is actually what makes you a new person. Education changes us. You know, the more we know, the more we are different. We think differently, we act differently, we live differently. Knowledge have a huge fingerprint in your life. Same as ignorance. Same as ignorance. The more ignorant you are, the more, you know, silly your life will be. And you have nothing actually. You accomplished nothing. You did nothing. Because simply you decide to stay ignorant. Like now, I learned a lot about legs. Subhanallah. So I can teach you anything about the book of legs. I know the Quran from the first page to the last page. Any Muslim come and ask me about legs and whatever around it, I have answer for you. See what education can do? I have a specialty now, which many of you do not know and don't have. Like as an example, if we ask you, and you are ignorant, what is the size of the butt of your wife in heaven? What you will say? Anybody can give me the answer, correct answer? What is the size of the butt of a Muslim woman in heaven? Let's see how many of you, let's see in Rumble, if Rumble are, you know, they are asleep or they are awake. They are awake. What is the size of the butt of Muslim women in heaven? I know it takes some time for you to receive the audio. 3 miles? Wrong. You are just exaggerating. You must be an Arab adding numbers. You know, Arab always. The Arab, if they fart once, they say 10. 1 mile, exactly. See, now you have expertise. So now you can get certificate. Like, I mean, if Andrew Tate, he have a university. The guy don't even have high school. So I will give you a certificate with the, you know, like now, you know, the butt size, you know, all the information about Muhammad. Certificate, sexual certificate about the sexual heaven of Allah. And body part. Just to add it to your certificate so people will know like how good your resume is. And trust me, if you want to have a job, and if the administrators in the government of America are Democrat, you give them such a certificate, they will give you a job. I mean, they are doomed. Those are stupid Democrats. They give job to everybody, especially if you say I'm a Muslim. Huh? They hire in schools a physiological consultant, and the physiological, she have 10,000 colors in her hair. Obviously, she is mentally not stable. I mean, why you are making your hair like that? What happened? So you are the one who will advise me how to live now? And obviously, you find your life is so bored, so boring, and you are not satisfied yourself physically and mentally, and this is why you start carrying 1,000 color in your hair. You're all over the place. Do you remember the guy? His name is what? What is his name? Destiny. I asked him, you have a nice hair, man. The guy, he have a what was the color? I forgot what the color was. I mean, it's like kind of a blue. I mean, why in the world a guy will color his head like this? And you are the smart guy? Like, what is that? Is that like a new bird from the jungle of Amazon? Why a man, he will color his hair like this? Scandal in Malaysia, orphanage sex scandal. You know, we will not judge Muslims by those things, but we can judge Muslims by Muhammad scandals, because those things can exist everywhere. A person, he claimed to be Christian, but he might be a child molester, you know? So we will not do what the Muslims they do. We don't judge Islam by someone who is a child molester just because he's a Muslim, but we can judge Islam by Muhammad. So if the best of the mankind, according to Muslim, is a child molester, his name is Muhammad. So why you claim them to be like him? Do we have any Muhammadan? We don't have Muslims. We are dry for a long time. There's no rain. Destiny is a bisexual? I know what the word bicycle mean. What bisexual? He is the guy anyone can ride on him. Okay. Bicycle. I got you. Any Abdul? You know, I speak English, but I have my own dictionary. Excuse me. Who is a Muhammadan would like to join us? No, Muhammad was 57 and Aisha, she was 6, not 9. He was 57, she was 9, she was 6. 6 in the Islamic calendar is 5 in our calendar. Please write Ustad Kamima, he used Zoom. Okay, do you have a link so we can join? Do he speak English? The guy is there. If you have a link, he can join. I will go. If he is live now and I can join, I will go right now. Make hummus. You want to be like me? I feel sorry for you. I don't advise anyone to be like me because, you know, someone like me, when he sleep, he is thinking. When he is eating, he is thinking. When he is, I mean, it doesn't, I can't stop this crazy, stupid brain to stop working. So I think it's a mercy for you if you are not like me. I wish sometime I can turn the switch off and just forget about everything, but it doesn't work. And about memory, you see, it's not just a memory. It's you see, memory is connected to images. So when we say chair, in your brain, there's an image stored in your head for how a chair, what a chair is about, how it look like. So when somebody says words, the words connected in your head into images. Those you call them memory. However, when we speak about religion and history and books, in order to preserve the story, you need to convert the story into images, not into words. So as an example, if I want to remember, if I want to speak about Jesus making a speech in the mount, if I read the words, it's hard to remember every word one by one, but if I memorize the story as if I am seeing a movie, which means images, then the story will stay in your head for the rest of your life. To make it simple, if I watch a movie 10 years ago, and then sometime in YouTube they put like a thumbnail image, have nothing to do really what is in the movie. I click in it, but after 2 seconds I will notice that this is a movie I watched before, even though I don't memorize the name of the movie because I don't care for the names. How my memory was able to connect in 2 seconds back to 10 years ago. Shouldn't I need more time? No, because simply it's an image and the image is stored in your head. So, and actually this is a good practice, you know, if you always try to read and let your brain practice thinking. So when you get older, you don't suffer from like dementia and those things, because simply when your brain become lazy and not working no more, the older you get, the more things can get worse to you. So it's like going to the gym, you know, reading, even rereading books you did read before. Keep practicing, debating. It's a good sport for your brain. Your brain is not good. Is not going to, you know, into like vacation yet. Any Muhammadan? If any Muhammadan is around, let me know. Yeah, guys, you're saying to me that David Wood and Upstairs Prophet and they are all together in one channel. No problem. I mean, what they do is different from what I do. But I know that Muslims will go there more than here because there they can play more games about knowing Arabic, not knowing Arabic, you know. They can find a solution. Once a week, 7 p.m. All right, if you can send me the link, if you can give the link to Lisa, she can send it to me in Patreon. So we can see which day he will go live, and so we can do invasion. Like, is his Zoom open to everybody, or I have to, we need to have a password? Because today I make a Zoom, but it's not open for everybody. You have to have a password. I look how I can take off the password. There's no option. Let us see. Like the reason today I thought about Zoom because the ones we want to debate this Sunday, they claim that they have Zoom, they don't have Skype, and they don't have Discord. So I said, okay. I just received a message. Update from Saudi. I don't know if our sister, she is here. If she is in the chat, she say hello, or you can join me. Update from Saudi. Previously, they were unaware of who CP is. However, it seems they recently discussed in their mosque and have now identified you after seeing your Discord link. As a result, they are stating that they will not participate in the debate. Sorry, CP. All right. Yeah, she should not mention to them that this is a Christian prince. You know. But anyway, yeah. So they discuss in the mosque together, and they withdraw. Let me post for you actually what it says. I will copy it from Patreon. The message. I think all of you, you know her. You know her name, our sister, her name is Rashida. She come here always. Where is the messages? Community. All right, this is the message. I will copy it for you. And I will post it in Discord and in Rumble and in YouTube. I'm not surprised. Are we surprised? Yeah, a sheikh, a scholar, a team. I said, okay, we got a fish. Oh, YouTube don't allow me to post the whole message together. So I cannot post it really. It says too many words. Okay. Potato. Any Muhammadan, Mayday, Mayday. Guys, should I change this picture of the legs? What do you think about these legs? I was thinking to make a print of it and put it in my room. Because I'm single, you know? And always I dream about going to heaven of Allah. And like you open your eyes and there's legs all around you, women legs. Man, that's the dream. When the dream will come true. You have to convert to Islam first, brother. It's just available for you. Just say Shahada. And then, you know, brother, you see all those legs? There's no hair on them. Not like Middle Eastern women. They look like wolves. You know? They have hair everywhere. And Muhammad, he forbid Muslim women, Middle Eastern women, to take hair from her beard. That's why when Muslim women in the Middle East, if they don't shave, they look weird. I mean, have you ever heard of a prophet? He command women to shave their vagina, but they cannot shave their mustache? Huh? A Muslim, is that true? Abdul, is it true that if your wife shave hair from her face, Allah will curse her? So now you have a beard, she have a beard. You have beard up, but no beard down. And you know, the funny is, Muhammad, he said, the reason Allah, he cursed you for shaving your hair from your face as a woman, because you are trying to change how Allah made you. And here we ask the Muslim, the Abdul, if this is the reason, so why you shave down there? This is how Allah made you. And why Muhammad color his hair red? Did Allah make you redhead? And why you do circumcised? Isn't it this is how Allah made you? Stupid. Any Abdul? No, Abdul. Very dry, very dry. Yeah, I know. You know what we can do. Still, you know, if they show up or not, you know, for us, we are winners because our sister here, she is asking for me to debate them because they are trying to prove to her that what I told her is not true. You know? So now she knew that they are a bunch of liars and I told the truth. Because she left Islam, as I know, her and her family. And this is her brother or her cousin from Saudi Arabia. He spoke to his imam. And supposedly they will make a team and come and debate me. But, you know. The same as Shabir Ali. Remember Shabir Ali? Shabir Ali, he have no problem to debate the bald guy. And David would. But he will never dare to get close to me. They know their size. Any Muhammadan? You see, if you are a Muhammadan and you come to prove us wrong, do you know how much reward Allah will give you? I mean, just think about it. You know? Seriously, just think about it. Because You are coming to fight the kuffar, expose their lies, proving them that they are lying about Allah and making a lot of people convert to the most beautiful religion, which is called Islam. Imagine just how Allah will, like Allah will receive a call right away, says this guy was defending me right now. Amazing if you do that. I mean, your prophet, he says, if you kill a lizard, Allah will give you 100 reward. A lizard. What if you destroy those kuffar lying about Prophet Muhammad? Just think about it. And you know, I find it very amazing that the God of Islam, his enemy is a lizard. You know? Always I say, tell me who is your enemy, I will tell you your size. What is the size of Allah? If his enemy is a lizard. When you have a God, he commands you to do jihad against a lizard, Muslims. A lizard. Like, you know, if the lizard is the same as the mice, I would say, okay, this is normal. I mean, okay, we should kill the mice. It's harmful, right? But lizard is a very useful creature. You know, it's a best control. Instead of using you know, chemical to kill bugs, and you know, this is a natural thing, and it does not eat your crops. If you are a farmer, you will never find a farmer killing lizard. They are useful. Any Muhammadan? Who is a Muhammadan? He killed a lizard and he liked to tell us his testimony. I will use the Christian terms for testimony about killing lizard. Any Muslim can tell us how you feel after killing a lizard. Like, did Allah give you special pleasure like in your heart after you killed a you know? What do you think? Who is a person who will tell us his testimony for killing lizard? I am really interested. This is very touching. That make me convert to Islam. If you tell me your experience, how you felt. Look at this. Look. This is a true story, by the way. Even science prove it. It was narrated. Let us see let us take the picture away. Hold on. It was narrated from etc. The freed slave of a woman of fiqh, blah blah blah. She entered upon Aisha and saw a spear in her house. She said, "Oh, mother of the believers, what do you do with this?" She said, "We killed those house lizards with it. For the Prophet of Allah told us that when Ibrahim was thrown into the fire, there was no beast in the earth did not try to put it out apart from the house lizard. He blew on it. So the Messenger of Allah command us to kill the lizard." I mean, guys, can you believe it? How disgusting this lizard? No shame, no dignity, no ethic. Every creature. I wish I am good in making cartoon. You know, I wish soon in the future that AI, you can tell them a script and they can make a cartoon for you. You know, like you don't have the skills to make it. So imagine, guys, every creature in the earth, even flies came, even pigs they came, elephant, crocodile, bird, sparrow, rat, mice. Every creatures came to stop the fire. But the scumbag, the most enemy to Allah, the lizard, he come and he blow wind at the fire to burn Abraham. What do you think? Muslims, aren't you touched? Who is a Muslim when I come to the mic and tell us his testimony about killing a lizard? How it feel? Like, did you shout Allahu Akbar? Did you cut his head? Huh? I mean, you Muslims, even you cannot have peace with a lizard. Any Abdul? Using what? Leonardo AI? We want a cartoon, you know. Is that something you have to pay for? I guess so. Nothing for free. Any Mohammedan? CP use a Apple preview or iPad? I don't know what is that. I don't use Apple. I use Lizard. Have you read the shooting of United Healthcare? Well, I don't know. I mean, the guy, obviously, he is angry from this guy. Sound like something personal, you know. Maybe this insurance they denied him, or a family member of his, you know. You don't know. Any Muhammadan? Now the one is asking me about the news in Syria. They arrived to the city. It's called Hummus, and look like they stopped there. Obviously, they are unable to pass for some reason. And you know, I say to you, like, if the Russian and the Iranian decide to support Assad, he can retake all that territory. He can. It's all about who is with who. The other team, they have Erdogan supported them by weapon and drones and intelligence, and Israel, even Israel, because Israel is guarding the borders, so the Syrian army will not get any assistance. And for sure, for the benefit of Israel, that the Assad regime, the stupid regime of Assad, to be weakened, because he caused them a lot of problems. But still, I think it's not for the benefit of Israel if the Assad collapse, because I think now he learned his lesson. You know, they spank him very good, that he should stay away from keep, you know, speaking against Israel and making himself he's a hero from cartoon. Cartonic heroes. All of the Muslims are cartonic heroes. So the one who asked me, can he take back? I can say yes. He can take back so easy. But this is only if Putin decide to make him take back. This is the same exactly happened in 2016. The same. In fact, in 2016, the Muslims, terrorists, they were, you know, like 1 kilometer away from the palace of the president. Half of Damascus is controlled by them, you know. So it can happen. Depend what like those big countries want. Like, you know, you see if Putin, he want to support him for real, and look like he is not really, he's not doing, I don't know. It doesn't sound like he really care much. He have a few airplanes in Syria. You see the caravan of the terrorists going all over in the highway. All what they need is just one airplane, and destroy all the column. But there's no airplanes, there's nothing, you know. So, very strange. We will see what will happen. Listen to me from Jubail in Saudi Arabia. Good, my friend. Good to have you. Do we have any Mohammedan who would like to join us? And yeah, I made a video previously, and one guy, he says, you should not say that Syria should be divided. I don't know what's wrong with people. I think if you want to solve this problem, you should divide Syria. And I believe they are going to seek division at the end, because Alawi will not live under the Muslims' control. Those are going now to force Sharia law. You know, they are trying to claim that they are the same as Erdogan. Erdogan, he come to the office, he signed even he will not have an Islamic party. He signed in order to go into politics, because at that time the atheists were in control of Turkey. After he became a president, well, that's it. He's an Islamic party. He promote Islam. He wanna support Al Qaeda, ISIS. So always Muslims they sneak. They have taqiyya. So now when Al Qaeda they speak, they say we want a human right. Everybody will be equal. We will have a state for everybody. There's no difference between Muslim and Christian, Shia and Sunni. No, but this is until they take the office. The same as Taliban. You know. We know them. The rebels are close to Damascus? No, they are not. They are far. Damascus is big, and there's the country of Damascus, and there's Damascus. They are still far. And yeah, you know, I saw a video of the Druze. You know, the Druze just 2 days ago they were carrying the Syrian army flag. Now they are carrying the terrorist flag. You see how that? You remember I told you the Druze? You cannot trust them in Israel. In 1 day, they switch side. They notice that the Assad is losing. Now they are with the terrorists, and if the terrorists they hate the Druze, you know, by the way, because they consider them not Muslims. But if Hamas win the war against Israel, God forbid, I assure you that the Druze will carry the flag of Hamas in less than 30 seconds. Right now, they are fighting in the side of Israel. But if Israel won, they got weak. The Druze will switch in the speed of light. Kurdish militants supported by USA will not allow transfer of weapon to Hezbollah. My friend, all of this is rubbish, because the border is so long, and whatever they say to you is just stupid. You know, those people they make articles are so stupid. The news they say to you that now they control Deir ez-Zor. The weapon will not come from a main road. The desert is empty. I've been in all those territories. I did hunt Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Syria, Jordan, all the desert. There's no borders. What the Turkish will stop military? Just come on. The only way to stop them is to have a drones 24 hours, 7 days a week, watching all 650 kilometers of borders, which is mission impossible. This is why drugs go through, weapons go through all the time. Don't believe in what they see in the news. The only one have the power to monitor is Israel, because they are using satellite. It's not that just a bunch of Kurdish in the ground. And remember, even the Syrian army agreed with the Kurdish to leave, which means it was an agreement. They did not even force them. So they have a target. I think what the Syrian are doing, the Syrian army, they are gathering their forces to stop the attack, to take a breathe, and then they will launch an attack back. And you know, if I open the map, I thought I will not talk about this topic now, but you guys are forcing me. I hate you. Yeah, all right. So if you open the map here, well, here. I forgot I cannot. If I open this, does the screen open? You see it. Okay. You know what? I will draw the border here, even though we don't have a map. So let me refresh my memory. So this is Syria. I don't see the map because this thing is covering the map now for me, the same as I. And this is the border. This is my imaginary border. All right. It might be a little bit wrong. So the Kurdish, they control from this area to this area. That's it. The rest of the border is open. All of this. How, you know? I mean, there's more than 400, 500 kilometers open. So whatever they say to you, it's just a joke. It's always about the will of those who want to fight. You see, if the Syrian who support the regime, they are willing to fight, the war is far from being over. And I assure you that those who they are Alawi, you know, the Alawi who they are exist in this area here, in the green area, in the coast, those they will fight to death if they came to them there, because then there is no more place to go. That's it. So those Alawi, there's a very big hatred between them and the Sunni. The Sunni, they hate them to death. So they have no choice not to fight. So the fight is far from over, even if the terrorists took over Damascus. And here, as I know, they have a lot of huge forces now. So we will see, but still the war is far from over, very far, you know. And you know, if the terrorists took over all the desert, but they could not take over the seaside, they took over nothing. They need at least a port, one port. And as long the Russians are here in Tartus, that means those terrorists, they will never dare to enter here unless Putin, he say, you can come. And this is additional reason for them not to be able to enter. They need a permission from Putin. So if they convince Putin that we will let you have your bases the same, nothing changed, then Putin, he might betray the Assad and sell him out. Maybe. We don't know. But I don't think Putin would do that, because those terrorists, in their side, there is people from Chechnya, who they are against Russia. There's people from the Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, who, Russian terrorists. They have a lot of foreigners. Many of them, they speak Russian, and those are the enemy of Putin. So things is way more complicated than you think. So even if they take a massive territory, they are not having victory. The victory will happen when they have access to the sea and control of Damascus. And Damascus is a city of maybe 5-6 million, you know. It's not a joke. And it's very, very heavy armed. So a lot of Alawi there, you know, a lot of loyal Alawi. So a Muslim Sunni, he might run, a Christian, he might run, but those are Alawi. The Alawi will be always loyal to the Alawi. They have no choice. And then they say to you now that Hezbollah cannot enter from Lebanon because Israel is watching. That too is a joke, because it's still, the border is so long, mountains. I mean, it's impossible to, all what you need to do, just go at night. You see, Israel during the war with Hezbollah, after all, how long the war was? 2 months, right? Or more. Still Hezbollah was able to shoot rocket. Why? Because it's impossible to monitor all the ground, especially at night. So Hezbollah shoot rockets at Israel, even though Israel is concentrating their satellite and their drones in the top of Lebanon. Still, they can manage to shoot and hide. So if this is happening in little tiny space, what will happen in a long border with Syria? So, as I know, as we speak now, Hezbollah is sending, if not thousands, hundreds of fighters. And as you see, they can go to Damascus from those areas through the mountains. And they do not need to use illegal roads like the one everybody knows, like this one here. No, they don't. You know. So I hope I did share with you some information. Again, what will happen in Syria is based on what Putin and Iran decide to do. If the Iranians decide to really send their forces to fight, trust me, those Muslim Sunni are no match to the Iranian. And those Iranians are crazy. You know, those mullah regime in Iran, they can send even 100,000 to die. Life have no value for them. You know? So if Iran decide to send forces to fight with the Assad regime, and it's very possible, you know, but they knew they are going to sacrifice a lot of lives and a lot of lose in this war. Yeah, we went to Zakir Naik, but the coward, he wouldn't, you know. Potato. Potato, potato, potato. This area here is full of Druze. And again, Druze, they have no loyalty. You know. If Israel actually, I wonder why Israel don't even attack and take this territory here, Suweda here. Because simply those are the rules, you know. Trust me, they will switch side in the speed of light. Good jobs, good salary, money, wealth, safety. They will become Israeli in a day. We know them. And the funny, they call themselves al-muwahhidun al-duruz, which mean the one who believe, supposedly according to the language, the one who believe in one God, you know. But in reality, the Duruz, they don't believe really in Allah, and they don't believe in Islam. The book, the holy book they have, is called the Book of Wisdom. It is letters sent between the Caliphate al-Hakim bi Amrullah, which means the ruler by the command of Allah in Egypt at that time, in the Fatimiyin time, and his spiritual son Hamza. Those letters, supposedly are 7 letters. Those are the books of wisdom for the Druze. It's not the Quran. But when you speak to the Druze, they say the Quran, we recite the Quran. They don't believe in Islam, they don't believe in Muhammad, and they have nothing to do with Muhammad. All right. My friend that Muslims got muted in a Christian server once and over. Well, maybe he is rude. Maybe he is using a bad language. All right. Thank you for your prayer, my friend. Thank you. God bless you. I don't ask people to pray for me because I feel I would be selfish if I ask them to do so. I don't think about myself much. And I wish you all the best. Leany? Okay, my friend Leany, go ahead. Oh, it's not a guy, it's a girl. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say he indeed did not get muted because he was being rude. He got muted because he was speaking facts, and then Christians didn't like that. But
he was
apparently,
speaking. He was speaking what?
He was speaking facts.
Facts?
Yeah, factual information.
Oh, why you
Christians
don't? Why you don't? Okay, why you don't bring him here and let us see if he was speaking facts to check if this is true or false?
Yeah, but the thing is, he said that he doesn't join these types of servers because they feed on Muslim attention, and that when his Muslim friends join, they get insulted.
You see, I think your friend is being a liar. I think, lady, I think your friend is being a liar.
And here,
Because, okay, can you give me one fact he mentioned? Just give me
I
one.
don't think my friend's being a liar.
Okay, no problem. But can you give me, okay, he refused to come here. You are here. Can you give me one of the facts he mentioned, which the Christians, they muted him for it?
I wasn't in the VC. Wow, but I mean, I do trust him, to be honest, because Christians can be quite extreme. So can Muslims, I know.
Well, what extreme? Extreme Christian is a monk. Extreme Christian is somebody love his enemy. He bless him if he curse him, not somebody will kill you. So when you say to me, he present facts, but you refuse to give us any of those facts, I don't want to accuse you of lying, but obviously you are fabricating a story then. Give me one fact. You witness it, you spoke to him. Okay, text him right now and tell him what is the fact you say to the Christians and they kick you out or they've been rude to you. We need to know the fact. Here we go. You're welcome. Are you there?
Yeah, my phone lagged out. So sorry.
So you see, it is the Muslims. Like, can a Christians go to a Muslim country and give them the facts about Muhammad? They will be killed in 2 seconds. So a Muslim is complaining that he was mistreated and muted. They slaughter us in the Middle East. They burn Christians.
Yeah, but he said.
They burn
Yeah, but
Christians
he
alive.
said.
Muhammad, he killed the Christians for the questioning him.
Okay, yeah, but he said that people in the server like to insult other people. And I mean, I believe it, to be honest.
Muslims, they insult me.
Muslims,
they insult me all the time. That is not a reason to
Okay.
retreat and run away like a coward. Here, go ahead, insult me. Call me stupid. Call
No,
me liar.
he's not running away. No, he's not running away like a coward. He knows that
So what?
25
Okay, no, he's
people
running
are
away
gonna
because
be at his
he is refusing to come here to give us the facts.
No,
Yeah, bring him
that's not
here.
what he's saying at
Okay,
all.
so bring him here. I
And you
invite
think
him.
I have the power
I
to
tell him
bring him here?
a
He's
Christian
not
prince.
even in the server
Tell
anymore.
him a Christian
You guys
prince.
probably kicked him out.
Listen, lady. Tell him a Christian prince is inviting you. Can we?
I mean, I don't know how to bring him here. I don't think he's even in the server. I think he left because the server is probably disrespectful.
Ah,
I
okay.
kind of agree.
Well, I don't know what to do. Look like we have to beg him to come here, right? Can you give me? Are you a Muslim?
No, I mean, I'm just learning.
Okay. So if there is one good fact he told you about Muhammad, as long as he is a person of facts.
Yeah.
Give me one. Okay, what is the fact?
Wait, can you repeat it? Sorry.
His what?
Give me a fact, Mohammed.
Yeah, give me a fact, a good fact about Muhammad. I don't want the bad ones.
I don't know what the bad ones.
But you just said you are learning, so what you learned?
I didn't learn much, to be honest. I'm still in America, so I can't
learn
much.
Is it a fact? Is it a fact that Muhammad, he had a child wife?
Oh my gosh, not this again.
So why?
So basically, I would just like to
listen. So you see, who is the one who ran away from facts? Guys, oh my God, not this again. Do you want me to take? Do you want? Are you ashamed? Are you ashamed of?
No, I'm not ashamed.
Okay,
no, I'm not
so
ashamed,
why you are saying not this again? Why you are saying not this again?
Oh God. No, because this is like something that Christians like to point up, or Catholics.
So what? We point out because this is what he did. Aren't you the one who says a Christian don't like facts? Okay. It turned to be it's you who don't like facts.
Yeah, wait, hold on. But if I could just say the reasoning behind apparently this Muhammad is a pedophile or whatever, it wasn't true.
So tell me why. So if he is not a pedophile, why he married 6 years old at the age of 57? Go ahead.
Okay, and I can explain this. So basically, you do realize people back then used to die very young, right? So when people die young, they have to marry younger. So let's say a child in that age, it's not going to be like a child in this age. So a 9-year-old or a 6-year-old or whatever isn't like a 6-year-old or a 9-year-old we have now.
Oh.
Right? So
They die young.
and
They
yeah,
they die young at that time.
Yeah, they died younger. Like, so basically here, like, people can die at 70, right? Over here. But over there, in that time, they didn't die, like, they didn't die as, yeah, like, it wasn't typical for, like, people to die at I mean, yeah, sure, people still died when they were 60 and 70, but it wasn't
So
as common.
listen carefully, guys. So now she will die in younger age. So now we marry her at the age of 6. What that logic is about?
No, but what I said is that a 6-year-old in that age isn't the same as a 6-year-old in this age.
What is different? Like,
so when you think of it,
do you believe
majority
like?
difference
So
doesn't
are
make
you saying a girl at the age of 6 at that time, she is like 25 years old now?
I'm not saying she's 25 years old, but I'm saying she's more mature. And she isn't like she doesn't. It's not like
All
today's
right.
age at all.
All right.
Actually.
Okay. Listen. Do you see my screen?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, let me share it with you. Give me a second.
Yeah, share your screen. Share your screen.
All right. What was the
I can
size of
just say it
Aisha?
now.
What the size of Aisha was when she married Muhammad? She was so small, or
Well,
she was
I would
big?
also like to say that there isn't like I'm pretty sure one source says she's like 9, the other says she's 16. So there's no
You
accurate.
see,
Like it's
you
not
you said
accurate because
that your friend, and obviously you are a Muslim too. You said that she was 19 when Aisha she was 19. Muhammad was dead. And as you see, Aisha, she is playing with her dolls. You said to me a second ago, she is mature at that time. So a mature
yeah, I
playing
mean,
with the dolls.
okay, yeah, but just because you play with dolls doesn't mean you're less mature.
Oh,
You could argue.
so you, like, how old are you now?
But I'm under 18.
You are what?
I just said I'm under 18, but still, you could still
Okay.
play with
So
dolls and it doesn't.
are you 17?
No, I'm like under, but it doesn't
So
really matter. I
do you
don't
play
think.
do you play
I mean,
do you play with
technically, okay,
dolls? So
okay.
let us say you are 17. Do
I mean, I have.
you
Yeah,
play
I mean,
with dolls at the age of 17?
I mean, some people collect dolls, if that's the
I'm
same
not talking
thing.
about collecting
But
dolls. She said, I play with
collecting is the
dolls.
same thing. Come
I
on.
play with dolls.
Collecting, playing, same thing.
I play.
But dolls,
Does
I
it?
mean, I've seen people do it. Hell, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen people do it.
Okay. When somebody play with dolls and she is 18 or 17 or 16, is that a sign that she is mature?
She's still legal if she's 18, 17, like you said.
What legal?
So just because
what are
she
you
isn't
talking about?
mature,
Listen. If there is a human being, regardless if it's short or tall, at the age of 16 or 17 playing with dolls, isn't this is a clear sign that the person have a mental issue at the age of 17?
yeah, but she's still 7 playing. You can still date a
So now she is
17-year-old.
6 years old playing with dolls, but you said to us, and everybody heard you, that at that time they were more mature. But obviously she's not. She is still playing with her dolls. Now, what about her size? She was so small, or her body maybe was bigger than normal? What do you think?
I'm not sure. You tell me.
I say she was so small. What do you say?
I guess that would fit the picture. But isn't it described that she had a sister and that she was a few years younger than her sister?
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure I saw
so
somewhere
Muhammad, he went
that
after the child because he is a pedophile.
No, hold on. Can I explain?
Okay,
So
listen.
basically,
This is your
okay,
prophet. This is your prophet.
Okay.
Aisha mother. She was feeding her because she was so small, so she can send her to Muhammad. Read with me here, and this is authentic. Can you read?
Yes. Well, I mean, your screen's not really popping up, but you can read it to me.
No problem. I can give you the link. Here we go. I like it to hear it from you. Your English is better than mine. Go ahead. Open the link and read it.
Where does it say her sister was more than 10 years older?
I'm not talking about the
Her
sister
sister was
now.
a
I'm
few
talking
years
about, I
older.
did not mention sister. You mentioned her sister. I am saying here
Yeah,
that
I mentioned her sister because, like,
her mother, she was feeding her like a goat in order to fatten her so she can send her to Muhammad. You said to me at that time, 6 years old, they are different. As you see, it's not different, no way. I mean, it's just 1,400 years ago, not 10 million years. So she was small, and she is obviously cannot be with anyone. She is so tiny to the point her mom, she is forcing her to eat to fatten her.
Okay. And how does this?
So now she is playing with dolls. She is so tiny in her physical body. Why Muhammad at the age of 57 he go after her?
Not sure.
So you said to me that your friend he liked facts, but this is the fact. The fact is that Muhammad is a pedophile.
Okay, well, I have a quick question. Do you really think there hasn't been anybody in history that's never done this? Because no, it was acceptable.
I can go right now
then.
in the internet. Listen, I can go in the internet now. I can find you maybe a million names.
No, there hasn't
hold
been
on.
anybody that's done this.
Let me answer you.
That's what you're
Let me
telling me.
answer you. Let me answer you.
There has never been
Listen, let me
any
answer
man
you.
that
Lady,
child.
please let me answer you. So if there is million pedophile, does not change the fact that Muhammad is 1,000,001. So it doesn't matter how many they are in history. Always now there is pedophile. Now, all the time. This is sickness. A human being, he's a pervert. So he pray like a wolf praying in a small, tiny, animal, baby animal. And this is exactly what a pedophile do. He is mentally ill. He is a pervert. So he go and he pray over little children because they are easy target.
Okay.
What? Okay, give me your opinion. What do you think?
I don't know what you want me to say. I feel
Okay,
like this
so
is the
now
only thing that Christians
now we can agree. I gave you a fact. I did not mute you as your friend claim, and you are the one who muted yourself. You said, I don't know what to say. But look what happened now. You're a prophet. He saw one of his friends. They were going to war, stealing money. So the guy, he is coming back home, and he is in rush. So he said to him, why you are at rush? Why you are running? He said, did you get married? He said, yes. So Muhammad, he said to him, did you marry a little child or a growing woman? He says, a growing woman. Muhammad, he said to him, why? Why you do such a thing? Why you don't marry a little child so she will be playing with you and you play with her? She will be amused by you and you will be amused by her. Isn't it this is what pedophile is about? So the man is married to a growing woman, and Muhammad is telling him, why you do that? And then the man, he said to him, well, my brother, he died in the attack of Uhud, where Muhammad, he attacked his tribe to steal their clothing and their product. And he left 9 or 7 daughters behind him. So I, therefore, did not approve the idea that they should bring a girl like them. So the guy, he have 7 or 8 orphan girls, little girls. Muhammad is asking him to marry someone like them. So the guy said to him, I need someone to take care of them, not one more baby. So isn't it this is obvious that Muhammad, he like baby children's and he's a pervert?
Oh, was that a question?
Isn't it obvious when I encourage a man to go after a child, I question him, why you marry a growing woman? Why you do that? And I tell him why. Why you don't marry a baby girl so she could sport with you? What is the reason? To sport with you. And she will be amused with her. And she could amuse with you. So what is the idea of having a baby girl wife? This, to play with her. A pedophile. The guy, he said to him, well, I have 7 or 8 orphan girls from my brother, he died. So I did not like the idea of bringing a little girl like them, but I brought a woman so she can take care of them. So isn't it obvious that Muhammad is a pedophile?
If Mohammed was a pedophile or a sex offender or anything, wouldn't that mean that he would have married more than one kid?
Well, he
To
could.
be a
Okay,
sex offender,
hold
be
on.
more than one.
If he is favoring the kid, Muhammad, he says that my favorite
He
is
wouldn't
Aisha.
marry one kid
Huh?
pedophile.
What?
He wouldn't just marry one kid if he was a pedophile. I don't think that's
We
really
don't
how it
know.
works.
We don't know
He
how
would
many.
target
We don't
kids.
know how many kids Muhammad was sleeping with, but this has become an official wife for him. We have no idea if
Yeah,
Muhammad
he had
was.
like 11 or 4
No,
wives.
Muhammad, according
He had
to
like 4
Muslims, he
wives.
have more than 25 wives. So if Muhammad did not marry other child, as you say, well, I think you are even mistake there, because Muhammad, he asked for a child. She is an infant. Infant. He said when she grew little,
Okay.
she will be my wife. She just get birth. Her mother, she gave birth to her, and Muhammad, he want to have her. So the excuse, guys, what she is saying, well, if Muhammad is a pedophile, he will have more one. Like, isn't it enough one to prove that the person is pedophile? Is it about how many? So now the police, if somebody he is a pedophile, they will not arrest him unless he do it with many. If he do it only with one, oh, he's not a pedophile. He did it with one only. In fact, all the Muslims are pedophile, because until now, Muslims, they have sex with the children because Muhammad, he said so. Is that correct?
I mean, if that's what you want to think, I guess. But you do realize Prophet Muhammad isn't the only prophet. You guys could talk about somebody else for a change. And also, to the comments in the chat, I would just like to say,
look what you did. Look
I'm
what you
not.
did. Guys, look what you did. She came here claiming that a Muslim of her friend, he's a Muslim. The Christian, they did not like the facts, but now you are embarrassed with the fact. You want to mute us, all of us. You want to mute the chat. You want to
How
mute
am I
me.
muting
Yes,
you?
you're
I'm not
upset.
even
You
a
want
mod.
to change the topic. That's mean you want to mute me.
I'm
If you
not
have
a
the
mod.
capability. Yes, so why you're
No,
changing?
I'm
So
not a
why
mod. I can't
Muhammad?
physically mute
So
you.
now we agree
I'm not a mod.
that Muhammad going around in seducing his men to go after children. How you explain that to me? Why he is telling a man, a growing man, who is married and happy, he did not complain. He said, "Man, did not say my wife is older and she is like 20 years old like a grandma now because she become a 20." He did not complain. He's happy. Muhammad is trying to tempt him to have sexual relation with a baby girl. And what is the reason? So you can sport with her. And she will amuse you and you will amuse her. You see, when I advise a man to marry this or not to marry this, if he asks me, I have no right to tell people what to marry, unless a friend, he said, I want your opinion. Then I will, because he gave me the right, I will get there. But Muhammad, he is himself putting his nose. The guy is already married. So imagine how evil he is. He is making him hate the women he have already. He never complained about her. He's happily married. Thinking and tempting him to go after a child just for the purpose of playing with her, amuse you, and you amuse her. If this is not what sickness is, what is sickness? And now you will say to me, let us change the topic, because the topic is embarrassing.
Okay, yeah, but I came in here asking questions, and this Kev the Concreator is apparently saying I'm a child that's defending child marriage. Like, no, you will never catch me defending child marriage. It's called having questions because religion is very confusing.
All right, all right. Listen, listen, I don't know, like, you did not tell me your age. Can you tell me your age one more time?
I said I'm under 18, under 17.
Well, you know, we cannot continue in this topic because this topic is not for good for your age if you want to go more in details, because Islam is very dirty.
Okay, well, either way,
see,
Islam
I
is
said to
dirty.
I said to you, lady, I said to you, can you give me one fact, good fact about Muslim guys? Did I say that to her? I said to her, didn't we get one good fact about Muhammad? She could not find anything. Okay.
I said he was a prophet.
What is a prophet? Okay, give me the prophecy he prophesied. Okay, Muhammad is the prophet, he prophesied. Do you want me to show you how Muhammad prophesied? You will die laughing.
Okay, well, either way, he still spread Islam to other people. So
technically,
what?
There's somebody spread atheism, somebody spread communism, somebody spread Satanism. There's people worship Satan. So the guy who spread worshiping Satan is a good guy.
Satan and that are two different things. You do realize Satanism isn't really like a religion. It was more of like.
Well, okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you: is beating, if a man beat a woman, beat his wife, is that satanic or this is from God?
No, it's satanic.
Okay,
whatever you just said.
It's satanic. Thank you. She agreed. The Quran says I can beat my wife.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Can I read you a wait, can I read you a verse that says it doesn't?
You can show me a verse that says it doesn't?
Yeah, can I?
Okay, sure. Are you saying to me the Quran have contradiction?
No, but there's a verse that deducts your entire point if I can find it.
Here we go. This is the Quran. I'm showing you the Quran in the front of your eyes. It says beat them.
Well, I can't see the screen.
Huh? You cannot see
the screen isn't even loading. That's fine.
Okay, give me a minute. You will.
Yeah,
I will give you. I will give you the link. I will give you the link. Here we go. So this is the Quran, chapter 4, verse number 34.
I'm trying to find my verse. Hold on. Like.
All right. You see it? Do you see it? I can give you the link.
Yeah.
Okay. It says here, banish them in beds apart and scourge them.
Okay, wait, let me.
And you agreed that beating the wife is satanic.
Yes. Yeah, I just said that earlier.
Okay. But Muhammad says beat your wife.
Okay.
Not only that, Muhammad, he said that you cannot call the police for your husband if he beat the hell of you. So he said, no man should be asked why he did beat his wife. Nobody can ask him, not even her family, not even her brother, not even her dad, not even the government. لا يسأل الرجل فيما ضرب زوجته. No man can ask the husband why he did beat his wife.
Yeah, I did say it shouldn't be allowed.
No, you said it's satanic.
Yeah, I said it earlier.
Okay, yeah. So your prophet is satanic.
I just said. Yeah, I mean, I said it twice.
So now me and you, we agree Muhammad is satanic. Because what kind of teaching this teaching is that will make my wife better woman? Is that going to make her love me? What is that?
No.
Is my wife as an animal? You see, in America, if I beat a dog, I go to jail. A dog, a cat. So a cat or a dog in America, they have more right than you as a Muslim woman in Muslim country. You can't even call the police.
Yeah, those are the Muslim countries, like what's it called?
No, those,
yeah, like the
those
Middle
Muslim
Eastern
countries. Listen, Muslim countries are
Yeah.
following the teaching of Muhammad. This is what Muhammad said. No man can be questioned why he is beating his wife. So if you call the police, hello, my husband is beating me, I have bruises all over, the police will say, no, we can't question him. Why? You have the right to beat you.
Okay, but can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Doesn't the Bible also have very questionable verses about women as well?
Okay, can you tell me what Jesus says about wife and husband?
Well, I have a verse here.
Okay.
I think it's 1 Timothy 2:11-12.
Okay,
A
read.
woman should learn in quiet and forced submission type thing.
Women should not what?
Oh, it's it's right there. Let the woman learn in silence with all subduction. Subduction.
Yeah.
But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to obstruct authority of the man, but to be in silence, basically.
So what's wrong with that?
So it's saying, let the woman learn in silence. What does that mean?
Well, when when you read the verse, shouldn't we read the whole chapter and see? Simply, some women, they go to the church. Some women, they go to the church and they keep talking. So the man is teaching.
But that's not all
two women. Yes, two women.
Women.
This is the teaching for everybody. So the teacher are men. The women are attending the church. They are not the one who's teaching. So what they are talking? What they are talking? So if you are talking, it's very well known that women, some women, they go and they have a chat. They have a chat. You know, women, they have desire to talk way more than men. So the guy is teaching, and then two women are talking. So this is a teaching for women. When you are in the church, this is not about women. She's at home. A woman, she's in the church. She have to be silenced. But in the same time, the Bible never said you beat your wife. You do not need to be Christian. Okay, go, don't be Christian, and don't go talk. But not in the church. Go and do whatever you want. Don't be Christian. So when you follow the Bible says that the man is the Lord of the house, but the man, he cannot and he should not beat his wife. In fact, the Bible says, husband, love your wives. How we love our wives.
Okay, right.
Okay, hold on. Listen carefully. If we go to Ephesians from chapter 5, from 25 or 24, etc., it says, husband, love your wives, even as Christ loved the church. So the Bible make the women, for me as a man, equal to the church, and the church for us is a holy. Who is going to insult the church? Who is going to harm the church? Who is going to burn the church? So the Bible make the women as exactly as the church, and Christ, he gave himself to the church. So the Bible says, husband, love your wives even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. So the Bible command the man to love one woman, not go and marry 2 and 3 and 25 and 70 and 80 and keep going changing them as if you are changing shoes. Just it, one woman, you love her, you gave yourself to her, she gave herself to you. And you, when you love somebody, you don't beat him, you don't beat her, you don't harm her. And then you do the same as Christ when he gave himself. What Christ he did? How Christ, he gave himself to the church. What does that mean? Christ, he gave his life, literally. So a Christian man is commanded not only to love his wife, but willing to sacrifice his life for the sake of this woman who he married. That is Christianity. In Islam, you are just a toy. Like you are young in age, I cannot say more. Yeah, he changed you, he married you, he married second one, third one, divorce you, text message, divorce, text message. You know, you are divorced, you are gone. That's Islam.
Mm-hmm. Wait, but quick question. So, basically, is the basically your understanding of that is that women are basically not teaching, but instead they're being loud, basically.
No, women, we
They're not like
have
teaching
many
kids.
places in the Bible where women they are teaching, but women they can teach women because simply we know that the society is now at that time like a woman she go, let's say I want to send a woman to speak to prisoner to preach the gospel for them. This guy he did not see women for a long time, he might rape her. A woman she is going like in the speaker corner, you will see a Muslim man beating a Christian woman because she's a woman. So he take advantage that she is weak physically, he beat her or stab her. So a woman is an easy target. So women, they should be teaching women like them because men should not go to women in their private houses and talk to them. But women, she can go there, sit with women. Men, they teach in public, everybody. But women, they can go to places I cannot go to. A woman, she can go inside the room of delivery. I cannot go there. So the women, they have a duty in our church, and the man have a duty in our church. And at the end of the day, the Bible make it so clear that the man is in charge of the house. However, the one in charge of the house doesn't mean he owns the women and she is a goat. No. As he is a king of the house, she is the queen. So the king should treat his wife as a queen, one king, not one king and tons of company, you know, like women to sleep with him. So this is what Christianity is about, and this is what Islam is about. This is why in Islam divorce is so easy, because you have no value. In Christianity, divorce is impossible almost, unless one of them is cheating. Why? Because marriage in Christianity is a holy practice. It's not sexual. It's not about, I like this woman, I want to sleep with her. No, it's a holy thing. It's a holy practice. If you want to bring your parents to talk to me, I will be happy to talk to them. Invite them. I will speak to them nicely. The same way I'm speaking to you.
Oh, my parents aren't here.
Huh?
I said my parents are out of town, to be honest.
No problem. Well, we are happy to have you. I hope you learned something good today. And you are welcome to stay with us and learn more. And any time you have a Muslim, he complain that he have facts, I assure you, he don't. It's us who have the facts. And all the facts lead us to know that Islam is nothing but satanic, and I guess already you admitted that, because beating the wife is satanic. Why I want to beat, you know? I mean, if beating an animal considered as an evil, like even if I want to eat a chicken, I'm going to beat the chicken. We kill them, yeah, because we want to eat them, but we don't torture them. And beating a woman is a clear sign of stupidity. Why? Because you see, like this woman, she is going to be in my kitchen. She will be sleeping next to me, and now I'm making her hating me. She might kill me. She might poison me. Stupid to do that. It's like being rude to a waitress. She can piss on my dish. She can put boogers in my dish before she comes from the kitchen. You made her upset. So, and this is how Muhammad died actually. Muhammad, he made a woman so upset from him. So what she did? She gave him poison, and she poisoned him. So
I'm pretty sure he died in battle. Did he not?
Huh?
I'm pretty sure he died in battle. Did he not?
No. Muhammad never go to battle. He's a coward. He stay home. Since when he go to battles? Yeah, he don't. He always stay in the back. Mohammed, a woman, she got some poison from Walmart. At that time, Walmart was open.
Walmart.
Yeah. And she went to Walmart and she bought a very cheap poison for rats. And she put it for him in his food. And he died because of the poison. You know? As you
And
see.
who poisoned him?
Yeah. Read the hadith. Here we go. It's in front of you.
I don't know why it's still like a black screen. Discord is so weird. Okay.
You don't know what?
It's still like a black screen on your end, but
okay, no problem. I will give you the
I'm
link.
also on phone.
I will give you the link. Here we go. The link is here.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me see.
You see,
In which he died, used to say, "Oh, Asha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate. At this time, I feel as my being cut from that poison."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the poison she got from Walmart caused his death. Because he's evil. In fact, if you read the story, when this woman, she did that, he killed her family, he killed her tribe, he raped them. And then he said, why you did that? She said, well, listen, if you are a false prophet, if you are a true prophet, your God will save you. If you are a false prophet, just a king seeking money, you will die. So Muhammad, he said to her, Allah will not allow it to happen. But as you see, he said to her, oh, this is the test if I'm prophet or not? That will not happen. Allah will not allow it. But yet, Allah allow it if Allah is true God. Muhammad died by poison. Evil.
Okay.
All right.
Somebody was also asking to join in the chat, by the way.
No problem. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Habibi.
Hello, CP.
Hello.
Do you hear my voice?
I hear your voice. Are you a Muslim?
Okay. What?
Are you a Muslim?
No. I left that cult.
Oh, you left. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why you don't want to have
CP,
you don't want to have 72 wives in heaven, at least?
No, I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Well, I care. I like to have 72 women. I wish they are 73. The more the better.
Like, the most amazing thing is like such thing is not promised with Jews and Christians, but suddenly Muslims are the one who are chosen ones. Like they are given unlimited women, but Jews and Christian, even if there were good people in them, they are not promised. I don't know what's the difference. How can Allah differentiate?
No, nothing shift. Muhammad have different religion. Muhammad, he was copying stories from everybody around him. And the Hur, this is a story, you find it in the Zerdusht from Persia. They have an idea that when you go to heaven, there is a very beautiful woman who they are so beautiful to the point they are like, you can see through them. And this is what Muhammad said. You can through the marrow of their bones. So Muhammad was copying a pagan belief about women in gods, because those people believe in gods too. Gardens, they are designated for your entertainment. So there's no shift. Muhammad never was following the same God of the Christians, and he never even used his name. Muhammad is a pagan man. He collects stories from Christians, from Jews, from Sabian, from Zerdusht, from everybody.
Yeah. So CP, I just had a discussion with a Muslim. I saw one verse in the Quran ago, it was much days ago. You can lie on behalf of the religion. Can you show me that verse?
Yeah, the Quran says that Allah will not take you accountable for your false oath. So, but what that will do to you?
No, I just wanna make sure that there is such ayah in the Quran.
Oh, there's many ayahs, and it's not only one. So the Muslims, like this is in chapter of Al-Baqarah, Muhammad, he told them, because Muhammad himself, he took false oath. If you remember the chapter of At-Tahrim, verse number 1, so Allah, he
Yeah,
said to him, why you forbid what Allah made lawful for you? How Muhammad forbid? He took an oath. All right. So according to
yeah.
Muhammad, Allah will not take you accountable for the oath you take. And Muhammad, he called it unintentional oath. However, to explain to you what is intentional is not you just say the oath like you don't mean. No, it's you said it, but you don't mean it. Which means it's not like you are angry and no, like you said it, but in your heart, you mean something else. So you say to me, oh, do you have money to pay me the money you borrow from me? I swear by Allah, I have no money in my pocket. So I took an oath, swearing I have no money, but I have money. So I am not serious in my oath. I don't mean it. So Allah will not take you accountable for a false oath you take. And this is in many places in the Quran. Chapter 5, verse number 89 too. So you take oath, Allah will not consider it as a sin because you don't mean it. And you know what? Just go and feed the 10 poor people. Your oath is gone. Give them 10 sandwiches. Yeah. So there is a huge difference between the teaching of the Bible and the teaching of Muhammad. I can lie to my wife. Muhammad, he says, a man, he can lie in 3 to his wives, his friend, and his enemy. Who is left? Nobody. And taking false oath is one of the lies. I take an oath, I don't mean it. And why a man will do that anyway? Because simply Islam practice taqiyya, practice lying. Even the Muslims believe that lying is the shield of faith. The shield of faith. So when you lie, you practice lying to protect your faith. That's why you cannot take an answer from a Muslim because they lie.
Yeah. So CP, that verse which make Jesus a god, like أَتَّخَذُوا أَخْبَارَهُمْ وَرَهْبَانَهُمْ أَرْبَابًا مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ وَالْمَسِيحِ. So Muslims now making excuse like there is Ma'tub, like the Zabar on the top of like Masih, like it makes it in the category of Ruhban in Akhbar. Like they are making that excuses for that verse.
First of all, the grammar they are talking about is fabricated. This is not the grammar of the Quran. This is a grammar later they come with it to fix this stupid mistake. In fact, Aisha, she said that the Quran have a lot of language errors. The Quran have language errors. Now, if Aisha, she confirmed that the Quran have language errors, how the Muslim can even mention the word the grammar? Based on what? Where they get the grammar from? There's no grammar at that time, and the language is so clear. So when Aisha, she says هذا القرآن فيه لحن, this Quran, and even she said, she told the Caliphate, shouldn't you fix it? He said, no, the Arab, they will fix it with their tongue. The Arab will fix it with their tongue. So when Abdul, he come to us and he speak about grammar, and yet Aisha, she confirmed that the Quran is messed up language in language mean. So we see here it says, Aisha, she said, this book have a lahn, and this is Uthman too, and Aisha, she said that. وقال عثمان, so Uthman and Aisha agree. إن في المصحف لحنا ستقيمه العرب بألسنتها. So Uthman, he says, in the Quran, in fact, they don't even call it Quran, they call it Mus'haf, which means pages. There's no book. In it, there is a crock in the language. But no problem. The Arab, when they speak, they will fix it. They speak good Arabic. So the people speak better Arabic than Allah. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see here it says melody. The translation is not accurate. Melody here, it means there is something wrong with it. It's not coming right. So he said,
Yeah.
well, okay, don't worry. The Arab, they will fix it when they recite it with their tongues. They will fix it, not recite with their tongues. They will fix it. And then they said, well, shouldn't you, I said, no. And Aisha, she said the same. And even they are giving you example, like here there's a sentence here about wrong Arabic. I mean, why the Quran is saying that? They agree. It's wrong. It's in the language is wrong. So how this is written by Allah, and the Quran claim that this is a Quran have no crock language in it, and then we see that the Quran is full of a crock language and mistakes.
Definitely.
Here you see here it says they are mentioning verses about if it is right or wrong, and if it's like about how it should be said. So it's mentioned from Aisha here. She said there is an error in the book. Errors. And it should be written this way. So even Aisha, she knew Arabic better than Allah. So she said it should be written like this, not like that. And this, not like that. And then she continues saying this is an error in the Quran.
They differed regarding the face of its erection. It was narrated on the authority of Aisha, may God be pleased with her, and Abd bin Uthman, it was an error in the book that it should be written while those performing the prayer, as well as his saying in Surat al-Ma'idah, indeed, those who believe, and those who are Jewish, and the Sabiant al-Ma'idah 62, and his saying, indeed, these two are magicians Taha 63, they said, that was an error on the part of the writer.
Yeah, the translation here is not correct. It's not doesn't say writer, it says in the part of the book. So Aisha and Uthman, they agree that the Quran grammar is messed up. So when a Muslim he come to you and he says, oh, this is a grammar and this is what the grammar meant, they are trying to do the duct tape. As Uthman said and Aisha, oh, the Arab will fix it. So they are trying to fix it themselves. But that is false.
Yeah. So when I was a Muslim, the same mistake this was asked from Zakir Naik. Like when he was asked about this error, he was just replying by excuses. Like no, all the grammar is taken from Quran. Like he had nothing to say. Like just say like no, how can it be wrong? It's from God. All grammar is taken from Quran.
Yeah,
but here you see,
look what he did. When he said the grammar is taken from the Quran, that means they are bending the grammar to make it fit with the Quran.
Yeah.
You see? Because if this is true, why Aisha and Uthman and those are heavy duty names saying, okay, all those mistakes will be fixed by the tongues, not by the writing of the Arab. And remember, the Quran supposedly is Allah speaking. So if I am an Arab, I'm going to correct Allah. Obviously, this is Muhammad is ignorant. He don't speak good Arabic. There's no way that Allah is God and he do not know good Arabic. So when they say to you the Quran they have is taken, sorry, the grammar they have now is taken from the Quran, he is saying the truth, because he is saying to you we try to bend the grammar to make it fit with the Quran, not with the Arabic no more.
Yeah.
It's like you have a son, he's an idiot, and then he claims he have a PhD in language, but yet he cannot speak two words together correctly. So what you say? How you can? So
Yeah,
now you will try to make the grammar fit with this idiot. Otherwise, you have to agree he's an idiot.
definitely.
All right. Thank you, my friend, for joining us.
Sir, I just have one question. Another, like, there is also a verse in the Quran which I was reading. Like, it is in chapter 43, verse 45. وَاسْأَلْ مَنْ أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ مِنْ رُسُلِنَا.
What about it?
Like, here
Satanic verses?
God is commanding, like, God is commanding Muhammad to ask those, like, the messengers which have passed before you. So how can Muhammad ask the messengers who are dead now?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to think logically about everything Muhammad, he said, you will find that every page in the Quran is stupid. Every single line. Those questions are going to be endless. But you see, when you are a person who don't dare to question, and questions are forbidden, then you swallow it, you keep it as it is. Like when Allah, he
Yeah,
says,
so
don't you see how Allah created? No, we did not see. Didn't you see how Allah, he separated the earth and the heaven? No, we did not see. Where we see?
no.
So when he say that, obviously he's talking about something we see. But what we see is not what he's saying. We don't see the earth and the heaven are separated. We are not. We are just a dust inside the sky. Little dust flying in the space. Are we separated? So when the Quran keeps saying awalam yara, okay, we did not see.
Yeah.
It's like saying to the blind man, did you see? Didn't you see? No, we did not. Yeah, stupid religion.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you, my friend, for being here. I can't stay longer. So thank you for joining us. Feel free to invite Muslims so they can debate us and get us busted.
Okay, brother.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So, guys, I'm not going to stay longer. Thank you very much for being here. And I will try to come tomorrow if I could. Depend on how many views we have for the video by tomorrow. If not too many views, then we will come. And again, look like the debate in Sunday is not happening. We just received the confirmation from our sister that those potatoes they will withdraw from debating me after they learn who I am. And no surprise. No surprise. So thank you all for being here. May the Lord bless you. And I hope the pictures I showed you on the screen, they did not tempt you very much, because the legs in the heaven of Allah is even bigger and wider. So think about it if you want to convert to Islam. Your house will be made of gold and silver. Beautiful. I mean, how sick. Imagine my walls around me is gold. That's disgusting. Otherwise, all of us, we will paint our walls gold color. Imagine how stupid and how ugly the house. The bricks, everyone is gold and silver. Is that a beauty? Or this is a guy who is desperate for money, greedy, a banker, a robber. He want to die between gold and silver. He want to hug it. That is Muhammad. So your brick will be one brick, your house, one brick is gold, one brick is silver. The floor is rubies and jewelry. So what I would do with this? What is this? No, I don't want a floor made of jewelry. What I would do with, what is the value of gold and silver in heaven? If everything for free. Oh, I forgot to tell you. In heaven there's a market where there's no buying nor selling except images of women and men. And if you like the women or the man in the image, you jump in it and have sex with it. Still you have to pay. So now we remember where the money will go. So thank you all for being here. May Allah provide us with more legs. I will go to sleep and I will imagine myself I lost in the jungle of legs, which is in Allah heaven. And I will be creeping in my belly. And I will hold their legs. Well, can you tell me where is the direction for Allah? She would say, oh, honey, don't look up. I have no panty. Oh, okay, sorry. I see it. Where is the direction? What happened to your eyes? Why your eyes became a cross eyes? Oh, because I saw something there. I told you don't look. Haram. Aren't you the virgins? Yes, but you're not my husband. How you know? Huh? I might be the one. Look at me. I'm so ugly. Exactly. I think you are. Okay, you can look. You can touch too. So, brother, it's amazing. So beautiful. It's the dream. The dream will come true. An ocean of legs. And the funny is that Muhammad, he says the majority of women, they will go to hell. In fact, you stupid idiot, the majority of heaven is women. Because if every man will have at least 72, that means the ratio of men to women at least 1 to 72. I mean, that would drive me crazy. Imagine I go to a building, like once in the Philippines, by the way, I said to myself, I never use a train. I said, let me try the train. So I don't know anything about the Philippines. I jump in the train, and then after the train moved, everybody is a woman. I'm the only guy. It turned to be there's like when people leave from work, they have a caravan for women and caravan for guys. I don't know. Everybody was looking at me, all the girls were looking at me like, okay, this guy, he must be weirdo. Should we call the police for him? So imagine you go to heaven, oh, everybody is women. You will not even find a guy, he's a male friend to talk to him. There's nothing but legs and naked women, and their legs is up and down. Oh boy. Shish kebab. Must be true religion. I'm really convinced, aren't you? Leave your comment or leave your legs. Choose one. God is good, so is Jesus. I mean to that. And see you soon. Bye-bye.